Good good evening, everybody. We are Hard Knock Dice, and we are here tonight with our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. I am the dungeon master for this campaign of ours. I'm Ian. These gentlemen around me are all of our players. Some of them you will know from our Eberron campaign. One is a DM, a couple of the players alongside myself, and then our boy Jakob in my bottom. I guess I'm facing this way. He's my bottom left from the direction I'm facing, is his first game of D&D ever. Well, full campaign anyway. But yeah, so we are aiming to have some fun tonight as our boys get underway. Speaking of getting underway, does anybody have any announcements before we do so? Yes, no, maybe so. Nothing fun and exciting.
No,
Nice.
not a thing.
Love to hear it, I guess.
Just fucking dur.
I've grown to the 11th finger.
But so I guess we'll just go right on into a bit of recap as I get us some music going. That seems very loud to me, so I'm turning it down a little bit. But yeah, last we left off, our intrepid group of adventurers had just made their way after some shopping and other such necessities to meet once more with the Council of Saltmarsh to inform them that they were indeed interested in taking up the job of going and parlaying with the lizard people and their allies somewhere in along the Dunwater River. They were, proposed a acceptable price of payment for this job, as well as being told that they could get a crew thanks to Julian's probing of one council member, Ida Owland, to crew the vessel that they had previously fought the smugglers upon in order to transport them. And as well, they convinced the council to allow them to take the lizardfolk that they had captured aboard the smugglers' vessel as some signs of goodwill and perhaps to help them along their way in trying to have some peaceable talks with their tribe members. They secured, alongside the weapons that were originally supposed to be the lizard folks anyway, additional arms as even more of a peace offering and to show that they really were serious about negotiations and possible assistance in this war with the Sahuagin, which the lizard folk appear to be gearing up for. And yeah, they bought some goods. Some who were liquid challenged got things that would make them be less so. They can swim now, including our frog, who doesn't have a swim speed for some reason of his own. But yeah, and that's kind of where we left off as they walked off into the sunset or midday, something along those lines, preparing to set out on a boat that they saw as it pulled into the dock. So, gentlemen.
Damn, imagine not having a swim speed.
And also, just as some bookkeeping, we did have them do some little last minute bits and bobs shopping off stream, so we wouldn't have to do any more of that this session. So, if they say they have something mundane like rope, that would be why. Anywho, so, y'all are getting into the latter part of the afternoon. Ida did tell you that the boat would be ready by the end of the day, but y'all are under no force to leave that early. It's only been about a day. They did say they would like it to be done in about, or not done, but have you guys headed out to complete this mission in at least 3 days, which would be now about 2 days, closing in on your second day. So, what would y'all do?
All right. Well, I mean, if we can just sleep on the boat, there's no reason for us to have to, spend money on having a room at the inn tonight. That's just extra money in our pocket.
I mean, either that or the house. Either one works.
Yeah, I think the boat will be a better place because it's closer. As long as it's been relatively cleaned up.
All right.
And not spattered with, blood.
You're not wrong. Gloob, I got you a barrel for you to sleep on the ship.
Oh, thank you. I
Anytime.
can't carry it, but I appreciate the thought nonetheless.
Well, that's why you got me. I'll carry it for you.
Awesome. I wonder if I can get him to fill it up before we leave.
You want to get it filled up with water before we leave?
If we can. Rather
that'll
than
be
salt
fun.
water.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to get them to, get a little bit of extra water in case we have guests coming back with us.
Wait, what?
Yeah, as for that, I mean, I guess we'll go ahead and get familiar with the boat, I guess, over the rest of the night and sleep in. Unless there's something in particular people want to get done, we can head out in the morning.
No,
We'll
like
just
I
need
said,
to remember.
go ahead.
Go ahead. We'll just need to remember to pick up the lizard man in the morning.
Oh,
Don't
right.
leave it
Yeah.
behind.
That's a little bit important. So yeah, okay. So you just go get the lizard folk, go get Ned and Oceanus.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The boat is still at the house.
You were told that it was being brought to the dock, so it would be at the
Okay.
dock in Saltmarsh.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, well, okay. Then yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then that's no worries.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got nothing else I want to do. It's getting about nighttime, anyways, right?
Yeah, it's getting into the latter part of the afternoon, especially considering we did some shopping, y'all taking care of some of that stuff. So yes, it's getting to be that way.
Okay.
All right.
Go to bed early. Get up early.
All right. That's why y'all just want. We're gonna go ahead. Y'all go to bed and get up early in the morning. So for the sake of brevity, easily accomplished. Y'all are able to, despite lack of alarm clocks in this current age, y'all are all able to wake up pretty early with the sun. Grab yourself some breakfast and everything. Probably be fully up and functional, but somewhere between 6 and 7 a.m.
Yeah, I'll probably cook a pretty big breakfast to get the crew hyped for our first day of leaving.
And y'all were doing this. You wanted to stay up on the ship itself, correct?
Yeah.
Fair enough. And we'll just also since y'all had gone in and informed the council of your wish to take the lizardmen. We'll assume y'all told them that y'all's plan to depart in the morning. A handful of guards bring the lizardmen still kind of bound, kind of hands behind their back, but not having to fight them too much because the lizardmen are being fairly cooperative. The guards did bring their weapons with them, the lizardmen's weapons, if y'all are interested in having them bring their arms.
Yeah. Sure, I don't care.
Didn't we talk? We had talked about saying that the crew and the lizardmen both should be unarmed, so there's no misunderstandings. I think we can return their weapons when we get there.
Okay.
Exactly.
I would like to explain again to the lizardmen that the crew's not to be harmed, and probably be best if they stayed in their kind of part of the ship.
Mm-hmm. And they acquiesce,
just to be safe.
Druzok just kind of nods at you, Oshraku, a bit more verbal, like, yes, of course, as it was agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. Aside of that, those 4 guards, they also are going to offer, y'all don't have to, but for the safety of the crew while y'all are going to be gone on your diplomatic mission, a couple of them were offered to keep an eye on the ship while y'all were gone. So they would just be joining as part of the crew, just to kind of ease the sailors' minds and have a little bit of official muscle. Okay, so they join the crew as well, just chucking their shit down below. All told, so including those 2 guards, there are about 12 people aside from yourselves and the lizardmen, and then Oceanus and Ned as well. So pretty hefty number of people on the ship, but there's quite a bit of space, as there were quite a few people on the ship before. We all are able to
breakfast.
do what?
That sounds like a lot of breakfast.
That's a lot of
Hell
breakfast.
yeah.
That's feeding a lot of people, because what was that? We got 12 of them, the 4 of you, 16, Ned and Oceanus, 18. Y'all, that's 20 strong, including everybody on that boat.
I like to think that Bart just goes like full line cook mode, like he's got the like no armor but towel over the shoulder, hairnet on, like cigarette out hanging out one side of his mouth.
I got a pipe.
Pipe hanging out one side, just going working like 3 or 4 saucepans.
Bart does cook with the pipe lit sometimes. I mean, if some ash gets in there, that's just extra seasoning. It's okay.
Oh, God. Jesus.
I'm kidding, of course.
I didn't get a chance to say it earlier, but we were talking about how early we're getting up, and I was thinking early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and well rested. Experience points, right?
This is not WoW, so, and we don't use XP, so
So early.
a valiant
level?
effort. I mean,
I'm gonna.
I'll push it back farther and farther, but I'm not gonna lower the CR of anything y'all are supposed to fight, so y'all are just gonna be under leveled. Anywho, but yeah, y'all get up and have probably by the time serving that many people breakfast. Yes, Bart.
Quick point of order.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Julian's the captain, right? We got Captain Julian now.
I mean, that's entirely up to you guys. Your party is the head of this venture. The sailors were instructed to kind of follow y'all's general orders. They're there to run the ship because y'all have neither the knowledge nor the manpower.
Well, Gloob, did you get the big hat?
I haven't gotten the hat yet, but you better claim that captain position quickly.
I don't care who the captain is. I just assumed it would go to the person who actually knew legitimately anything about sailing.
Hey, one person who has spent any time on a boat, would you like to head this?
Swing the sail around. Pull on that rope.
I will say, while you're familiar with sailing, Julian, you've never sailed a boat this big.
Oh yeah, totally. This is an upgrade and a half.
I will say that this would have been hashed out with there was one sailor among the rest who was kind of like the boss of the rest of them, supposed to be y'all's go between. Gavin Nin was how he introduced himself. It's just a fairly average looking dude, bit of scruffy beard, a few scars. It looks like calloused hands, pretty dark suntan and dark hair, but introduced himself. Seemed probably the most polite of the bunch, which is why he was elected as their go-between for between you guys.
All right, I have him labeled as pseudo captain.
Sure. All right.
The demi-cap, if you will.
I'm also going to talk to him about just trying to stay away from the lizard men. Give them like a good distance. Try not to aggravate them. They don't speak common, so.
Looks a bit concerned, but he's like, "Oh well, they did tell us that there was might be some hostility on the ship. Like, I'll keep them in line as best I can. My boys anyway. Y'all mind the lizard men? We shouldn't have no trouble."
Fair enough.
Julian's been on the boat, making sure all the lines are perfect. He's triple extra height. This is quite the upgrade for him.
I will also say there's a notable lack of corpses on the boat.
Nice.
Big
Well,
thumb.
shit, what are we going to feed the lizard men? Damn it.
That's fucked up.
Fish.
I'm kidding.
Fucked up. Yeah. Julian, you inspect everything? Everything appears to be in order. It looks like when they brought in the ship that they went over it before they left it for the night. Everything seems to be perfectly in order.
Triple extra height. Big smile. Let's go.
I will say, Gavin also lets y'all know when you board that y'all looking about little over a day-long journey, depending on the weather and the tides. It's probably closing on somewhere around like the mouth of the Dunwater and the spot that was marked for the drop off originally is somewhere in that 40, little over, between 40 and 45 miles away from Saltmarsh itself. So, as long as y'all have nothing else you want to do, y'all set out.
I just have one thing. One of the main books that Gloob learned common from was Tales of Pirates on the high seas. And so as we get ready to set off, he's just incredibly jittery and excited, throws on the eye patch and the shiny boots and everything that he has, and starts giving very, very general and probably just outright wrong instructions to some of the crew. It doesn't matter if they listen or not, but he's like jumping up on masts and ropes and stuff, saying, "Grab the sail. All right, turn the wheel that way. Let's go that way. Shiver me timbers. Let's go, boys." The entire time. Just super excited.
Okay. You did, now out of curiosity, you said the shiny boots. Are you trying to pull those on your froggy feet instead of your boots of Elvenkind?
Just over them.
Oh. It's not super comfortable. It's kind of clumsy, but
fine.
You're functional.
It's about aesthetic, not comfort.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. For a little bit, the crew kind of like looking at you weird, and then they kind of glance over to Gavin and Julian, as those are the people.
If any of them make any eye contact with me, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, after they kind of get that, they just kind of nod and proceed to ignore you as best they can. Like, after that, kind of the best you get is just kind of glances in passing. Gloob, they're just like, okay, weird little frog man. Trying to tell us how to do our jobs. All right.
oh,
I'm going to record our journey so far in my journal of pages.
my journal, not on your GoPro.
Yeah, my GoPro.
I'm gonna assume y'all paid Ned the money that
Yeah,
y'all promised him
yeah.
for the first job. So y'all will note come morning. Looks like Ned did a little bit of an upgrade while he had time. He's now boarded the ship. Shield familiar, but now in a set of scale mail and with a long sword at his hip instead of a short sword. So he is looking and feeling a lot happier about his lot in life right now. That 100 gold got him revved up for this mission. Oh, yeah.
Money do be like that, though.
It do be like that. Oceanus just seems to be glad to be back on the water. But yeah. So y'all set sail for your first day. Weather seems pretty good. Doesn't like no rain or anything for the morning. So, I don't know what you're rolling for, but it weirds me out.
Mood.
Is there?
Rolling for mood.
Dear God. What is there? Is there anything y'all are wanting to do your first day of travel?
Man, Julian's just like getting back into the vibe of being on a boat and sailing, and he's probably like joining in with the crew, participating in the tasks and stuff, and I don't know, whatever boat things that boat people do.
Yeah, if you're just assisting for the day, unless you have a different, do you have like proficiency in vehicles of some kind?
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is, you can, but honestly, you're a sailor. I'm gonna say you have it regardless of whether it does.
I have the background. Come on.
Yeah, you have the background. You were a fisherman, so if you just want to roll like a straight dex plus proficiency for me. Just to get a general sense of how you're doing after not having worked a boat after so long.
16.
16? Okay. You take back to it pretty immediately. Like you're not a savant, but you efficiently and effectively kind of fit into the swing of things among the other 10 sailors pretty smoothly after giving you a few looks because they were told that y'all were going to be that they would be working for you and running the ship for you on this journey, but pretty smoothly allow, and people start Gavin starts kind of calling out to you, maybe not quite as harshly as the guys are directly under his command, but directing you to do things as needed throughout the day.
Cat with cream, looking happy. Let's go.
I feel like there's a really weird look on your weird shark face. Just yikes. But anywho, anything else anybody's want to do throughout this first day of sailing?
Gonna check in on the lizard people, see if they need anything, and then if they don't, then I'm going to clean the deck of the ship because like just try to like tidy up the
What
ship.
a nice guy.
Do what I can.
All
to
right.
help.
The lizard people were deposited within the rooms that they had occupied previously because it's the easiest way to keep them separate from everybody else. Plus, conveniently already has hammocks and stuff. They're just kind of hanging out in there. I assume y'all didn't leave them tied up, or at least not bound hand-wise.
No.
Okay, but yeah, they're in there being kind of quiet. There still seems there's some tension between them, even if it is not violent. God damn it. But even if it is not violent, they're just kind of sitting there. Ashraku's sitting at the table that y'all had discovered before, just kind of seems to be kind of staring off into space. Drozvik, however, is just laying in one of the hammocks, doing kind of the same, but napping kind of.
All right.
So, but they're chilling. For the cleaning, there's not a ton to clean, but they're more than happy to allow you to give you something like busy work of just a mop and a bucket, just kind of tar the deck, I believe is what you do
Perfect.
on ships. So yeah. Anybody else?
Just keep on cooking.
All right, yeah. You
Estoy occupado.
Bart, you happily, both to your own happiness and the crew's, actually roll the cooking utensils check for me. I just want to see how good you do throughout the day.
That is, you do that with intelligence or wisdom?
I would say wisdom. It's like an instinct, you gotta season it till it feels right.
And in that case, that would be a 23.
23? Oh, hell yeah. You just on point all day. From morning till night, you pump out breakfast, you are immediately the most liked out of your group on the ship among the crew and the guards. Like the breakfast you made, and they're like, I don't know how well we actually like these guys, whether they're dicks or not, but fuck yeah. And throughout the rest of the day, lunchtime comes around, cook it up, dinner the same.
I forgot that I added D4 to those, so 26.
Basically the same.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to get better. You're good, but you're like the favorite person, for the moment anyway. Like come in there, fantastic, really filling food, and you're not an asshole. So when a few of them actually kind of get in trouble a little bit throughout the day for kind of trying to hang out in the kitchen, grab some bits and bobs from you throughout the day, just like, ooh, you got a little something. Thank you. Gavin comes in there, kind of smacks him upside the head and tells him to get back out and work.
It's those waitresses that just hang out in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Who's
Absolutely.
ever
Yeah, it's those guys, and there are a couple ladies among the crew, but they notably are not among these guys. There seems to be a couple of the loafer fellas. They seem like kind of sneak away, get as much of that good food as they can while they're doing this job. But
Hey
first,
boss, I gotta go. I gotta change out this rope real quick. Comes back 45 minutes later.
Yeah, kinda. That kind of thing. They just kind of they'll wrap up a task, and before that it can be noticed that they're not doing anything, they just kind of slip into the kitchen, grab some of whatever Bart seems to have on hand, hang out, chat with him. He's a friendly guy. Bonding. But yeah. So y'all make it through the first day. Pretty all right. It kind of near the tail end, it looks like maybe the sea's getting a little rougher. Not quite a storm, but like a light drizzle coming on as well near the end of the day, kind of going into the night. So y'all weigh anchor in the evening. as it kind of rocks the boat, like not like crazy amounts, but definitely notably larger amounts of rocking and rougher seas as opposed to when y'all were on it previously. But yeah. So, unless there's anything anybody's wanting to do for the night, we'll pick up in the next morning.
Nah, Julian's about to get the first like really good night's rest he's had in a while.
Fantastic.
Talking to my daughter.
Fucking weirdo. I will say, y'all, the four of you occupy the various quarters that were belonging to the captain, first mate, deck wizard, and the bosun. So y'all, however y'all wish to meet that out, doesn't particularly matter. But y'all each have your own bedrooms, which is
Cool,
they're nice by comparison to places everybody else is sleeping. And y'all
They're nice by comparison to sleeping on the deck.
Sleeping on the deck or sleeping, where most of the other crew are quartered, which is in one large room with a bunch of hammocks and just all of them crammed in there. But y'all make it through the night. The weather, it doesn't seem to let up. It also doesn't seem to get any worse. Get up and get moving the next morning. Still just kind of gray and dreary with a little bit of extra choppy waves and stuff. But that does not particularly interfere with your ability to get underway. Getting moving probably about similar time, by about 8 o'clock. About 4-ish hours later, y'all are informed by Gavin that you are nearing the mouth of the Dunwater. So closing around lunchtime.
Well, that's great. I can go ahead and finish this up, and y'all will have to do without my cooking for a little while. Hopefully not too long, though.
I mean, yeah. Several of the crew like, do you really gotta go? You can just hang out with us here on the boat. Let those guys go take care of it.
Frowns sadly.
Just
beef jerky.
Smacked on the back of the head as Gavin crept up behind
Jesus.
him. Not hard, but just kind of a bit of a rapping him on the back of his head with his knuckles. You leave these guys alone now. They got a job to do. So, we can get the dinghy over the side for y'all and get you sent on your way to the mouth. Not sure exactly where y'all are going, but we can weigh anchor out here for I guess however long. If anything changes, y'all can just send us a message somehow. We'll figure it out.
Just so I understand, we're not at the meet point, but we're going to be taking a dinghy to the meet point.
Y'all, so according to those maps y'all found, it's not in the meet was not in down the Dunwater itself. It was somewhere on the beach, kind of outside on the mouth. Y'all are relatively near it. Y'all are kind of probably about 200 feet out from the mouth itself, anchored. And it's on the beach along the Dunwater is where y'all would know it is currently. More based on those maps anyway.
But we have enough room in the bag of holding to put those other weapons in it.
What other weapons?
The extra weapons that were sent by Anders. He doubled the weapons y'all were sending as kind of a show of good faith from his personal armory. So I would say, considering I can't remember about how much it weighed, but the bag of holding can hold a lot of crap. It'll probably push it closer to its upper limits from pure storage capacity perspective, but y'all don't have a ton in there, especially not a ton that weighs very much at this time, especially since y'all sold so much. I'll say that it will fit without having to get into the math. Just you won't be able to fit much else in there for the moment.
And how many painted shields are in there that have the sort of lizard tribe symbol on it?
There are 10 that have the symbol on it, and Anders provided an additional 10. Those just
Okay.
are unmarked.
I was going to suggest to the party we should probably maybe get some of these shields out and kind of have them shown on a person so they might understand that we're friendly. If they don't recognize us by sight, being a small folk and a lizard. I'm sorry, and a frog.
I think there is potential they might see us as somebody who might have looted those shields off of.
Well, I mean,
the people
we'll
that are
have
supposed to come.
We'll have their contacts with us. Just trying. But, maybe be extra careful.
I mean, I don't know much about these people, but if an outsider the successful outsiders at the very least, if trying to approach one of our tribes and leave something on the ground, you take far steps back, very, very far, and you wait to see if the gift is accepted or not. Something to consider.
All right. Well, let's go ask our friends in the and I guess Holden, however you want to call it. Had the lizard folk really come out of their room at all?
It's been about a day. They really didn't come out at all, aside from unless they probably would have left to get food at mealtimes. But other than that, they've mostly kept to themselves. Oceanus did stay in the room with them as kind of to keep an eye on them.
All right.
As deemed a fairly neutral party in the affair.
Is their interactions with each other changed at all, or are they still fairly standoffish from each other?
There's, like I said, it's mostly kind of it's not an aggressive tension at this point. It's just kind of, I guess, like it's something occurred between them and they just haven't gotten themselves around to talking. So it seems to be slowly thawing, but they're still kind of not speaking to each other.
Gotcha.
They got that elephant lizard in the room.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh God, that sounds like a horrible creature. In any case, well, Yacker, maybe we should go talk to him. And I mean, if anybody's going to know what best approach to take, it'll probably be them.
Uh-oh.
I'm just a sailor.
Did we lose Yakum?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Oh, there you are. You were visually frozen, so I was concerned.
Oh, okay.
You're good. Yeah. So if y'all would like to go speak to them, they are roused. They're just kind of waiting on the go ahead. They've figured out that y'all are there. Like they've looked outside and seen, so they're just hanging out waiting for y'all to come get them.
All right.
So.
All right.
Local translator.
So, what would be the best way to approach your tribe mates to open up a dialogue about a potential treaty between Saltmarsh and your tribe?
They're both sitting there, and Oshraku kind of tilts his head to the side for a second. First, you would have to make it to the tribe itself. With myself and my companion. We should be able to convince them that you mean what you say. We can, at the very least, get you an audience with the queen.
We'd appreciate that very much.
It's kind of about said. If truly Saltmarsh is going to bring aid, it will be us who is thanking you.
We should probably start heading out.
What they say about? I mean, how should we approach the situation going on land? Or, I mean, obviously they know which way to go, but is there any custom we should follow or anything like that?
Well, they had said that if we get them there, that they will try their hardest to convince their tribe that we mean what we're saying, and that we are trying to get a treaty between Saltmarsh and their tribe, and that we should be able to get in with the queen if everything works out.
Well, my only concern is that I heard the lizard folk were pretty territorial, and I just don't want to be victim to an ambush or something like that. You know, that whole thing.
I imagine, unless you don't trust Druzok and Osraku, any ambush that would happen, they would be able to stop. Imagine
All right.
who they are.
Hey, you're the expert. I don't know how most of this stuff goes.
Expert.
That's fair.
Can I? As they're sort of talking about this, and we're just sitting there talking to the lizard folk. I'll take it at disadvantage if I need to, but I'd like to roll an insight check on these guys to see if, like, I don't know, there's any like, what's the word? Brain too tired. Just want to make sure they're not trying to do shiesty shit to us and like set us up into exactly what Bart is saying, into an ambush.
Right, I got you. I won't make you roll at advantage because I do believe I let Bart roll just fine as well, but it is going to be more vague as you're going purely off of body language. So go ahead and roll.
That's a 5.
Oof.
You stare him down as best you can, but like I said before, like the other session, while you know of lizard folk, you yourself haven't had much interaction with them. So you just, between kind of, they're not exactly the same as either your people or with any of the people that you have spent what little time you have around Saltmarsh. So just like kind of jerky, and you can't quite get a read on them based off of body language.
You're an amphibian, they're reptiles, there's too much disconnect.
He was an amphibian.
They probably can swim in water, you can't.
That was just mean. He can now. He has a ring.
I draw my rapier.
Roll initiative. Anywho, so yes, was where they left the conversation. Jakob, when you said that you all were getting ready to head out, Shraku nodded to you. Just kind of looked over at Druzok, who had already started moving and grabbing what little possessions they currently have, especially since they have not been returned their weapons quite yet. But they're basically instantly ready to go.
Okay. Do you gentlemen think that once we get off the ship and they're out of the crew's out of harm's reach, that we should return the weapons to these gentlemen? So at the very least, it doesn't look like we're holding them captive. It just kind of looks like we're traveling together.
I assume we just give them to them right when we step off the boat. I mean, there's no reason to beat around the bush. I figure more respect we show them, more respect we'll get in return.
All right.
Well, hey, that's whatever. I just want to get going. Feeling kind of antsy today.
Oh, let's get going.
All right. It's a bit of a full boat, as there are about 8 people total participating in this boat ride. Yourselves.
Oh wait, who's squeezed up against glue?
Like nobody's like pressed into each other. Like you're not like doing this, but it's very like everybody. It's like when you're on an airplane, and you're back in like economy, and you're just kind of like keeping yourself to yourself as much as possible. Kind of doing. Oh shit! You're doing that number where you're just kind of keeping your arms tucked in if you're not one of the ones sitting in the middle with the oars.
Armrests are mine.
Yeah. If only there were armrests on this rowboat.
Gloob says, "Wherever I put my arms is mine."
Thank you for riding Saltmarsh Air. This is your captain speaking. But anywho, like I said, it's a bit cramped, but y'all make it over just fine. There's a little thing y'all can, like a mini anchor, that are common on a lot of those boats, to kind of sink it up on the beach itself to make sure it doesn't just get yoinked out to sea.
Would kind of suck for people who don't have swim speeds to get back to the boat.
Yeah, it's about 200. Yeah, about 200 feet out into the water. Yeah, there's one person currently without a swim speed. Poor Yak. And you're in plate.
And I can get out of
That'd be
get to the
deadly.
ship in the plate.
You would die. Accruing
We'll make
points
sure
of
he
exhaustion
gets in the
as you
boat.
go. It wouldn't be great for Ned either.
True.
But yeah, y'all are now all aboard. I say all aboard. You're all off board on the beach.
All off board.
You hand out the weapons to the lizard folk, and they kind of stand there for a second when y'all all get out and like secure it. Kind of look at you guys, look all the way back at the big boat, look again, look at each other, and Oshraku looks over at you, Jakob, and you said you would bring all the weapons.
Oh, we have them. We have a little
Squints.
bag that puts them all in like. And I'll say in comment, Gloob, pull out one of the spears and one of the shields. Show these gentlemen that we do have the weapons.
Oh yeah. I'll just start like pulling out like four or five of them in my hands.
After like the first couple, like they kind of lean back away, but look forward. One of Oshraku kind of walks over and looks down into the bag. Looks back at Jakob.
It's because of our shaman.
When
he's very powerful.
The closest to me, and
What?
he looks down to when he gets the closest to me in the bag, like at the closest point, I want to go, ah! And just see if I can scare him.
You go, bah! And he just kind of keeps looking down for a second. And just kind of slowly, like, because he's way taller than you, and so he just kind of turns his head to where his eyes are pointed at you and just kind of, and then backs up. Like,
Gloob, I want to be careful with that. They don't really they may not understand what a joke is, and they might think that's a threat.
Maybe it is.
Turns out 7-foot lizard men and ornery house cats have a lot in common.
oh my god.
I'm not itching for a fight or anything, but I don't think they'd fare too well, and they probably know that if they got half a brain in that head of theirs.
Yeah, we just want to make sure everything goes amicably.
I haven't told you
Finish
what
the
I
mission
can tell
for
you.
Yeah,
people
their
in
entire
Saltmarsh.
crew.
Dear God.
Well, let's put the weapons back and go to the meeting point.
All right. So y'all are able. Oh, son of a bitch. Y'all are able to do that fairly easily. You get yourselves the rest way secured. Tighten everybody's packs. The lizard folk, after everybody appears to be ready, I inform you, Christopher, that it's not right near the mouth of the water. Kind of being right easily accessible to the Sahuagin. Not exactly high on their list of things they want to do. So they tell you it's about 2-ish hours trek down the Dunwater to arrive within the to arrive at the lair itself, the tribe. So we all set out.
All right.
So y'all are trekking along.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. There are it's a winding path. It doesn't go directly along the Dunwater the entire way. It has to kind of go out. It'll curve to and fro as it goes. Just the path of least resistance appears to be what it's following here. Probably about 45, closing on an hour as y'all have been traveling along here. And if y'all would, could I get some perception checks from everybody?
No perception checks.
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
That's a 9.
A not
9.
Okay.
20 for a total of 23.
I'll take a dirty 20.
30, 20, 23. What were our Barton Jakob rolls?
9.
9.
9. I rolled a 2.
9.
Y'all don't notice shit.
Alternate.
Y'all are going along. It's actually you, Bart, you and Jakob are just kind of chatting as you go, kind of leading up the front.
I'm getting Jakob to annoyingly ask the lizard people. So, well, what they like the best? I mean, if they come back with us, I'm gonna want to know what they prefer to eat. I figured heavy meats, but
That's a good question.
it's just asking stupid questions.
Very well. But my people who didn't roll like garbage. We'll starting with our natural 20. Y'all are going along, and you start to hear faint cracks, like pretty faint cracks of wood, like branches and stuff. But then it seems to be getting closer, and then you hear a kind of deep, and some other quieter. I'm not 100% sure how to do this, but it sounds like something is communicating. I say more than something. You're catching glimpses as it gets closer and closer, and these are, from what you can tell, they're keeping their distance. They don't seem to be attacking right yet. You would know, I believe, having been a denizen of Saltmarsh. You're catching glimpses of some bullywugs that appear to be surrounding you guys.
Hey guys, slow down.
All right, what's wrong?
Grab the wall.
I'm gonna manifest my sword.
Julian,
I'm grabbing the
you
wall.
notice much the same, just not quite as much detail.
Mhm.
And you're probably not as... I mean, if you want to roll me like a quick nature check, or just an intelligence check, I'm just not sure whether you would know about bullywugs or not.
Probably not.
No.
It's like an 11.
What you can see, they look kind of like Gloob, but not. Like, they seem more like toad people than frog people.
Still gonna manifest that sword is what
Yeah,
I'm about
so-
to do.
You just go ahead and manifest your sword
Kinda-
right in your hand.
Reach out, all the motes of dust and water near my hand, gonna kind of pull into a
What-
blade. Like,
What's going on?
As you do that, both of you notice sounds stop entirely. And the ones you can see, Gloob, ceased movement, and you see several sets of eyes all staring at Julian.
All right. Well, Julian's made a target of himself. I was gonna say stop. But we have company. How
And now
many do
you
I-
hear charging.
Oh,
All of a sudden,
Oh.
they're now crashing through the
that's
crashing through the
what I'm
trees.
talking about.
War cries are going up. I'd like everybody to roll initiative for me.
okay.
You just drew a weapon, dog. kind of gave away your
I think
element of surprise.
little bit more flashy than drawing a weapon. You're just like,
Yeah.
We're gonna go for like, maybe let's not fight. We know you're here and we're ready for you. That didn't exactly go that way. That's
23.
cool.
23.
13.
Hold on to those.
Hey,
for
I got a 13
just
too.
a second for me.
Julie and I are gonna fight together at the same time.
Fastball special. Wait,
Hold up.
that's the two medium creatures.
I'm just putting y'all on the correct map that y'all will see there before we swap over officially, so y'all can see that. If you want to go ahead and
like the
place
top, yeah.
yourselves, y'all are in that middle. Y'all are in the middle, somewhere along this track. Place yourselves however you would like to be placed.
How do you place yourself?
If you want to open up your little, if you go to in the top right, you go to the journal, and then click on yours, and you should be able to drag your little picture out onto onto the map. There we go. The grid. That's the word I
Nope.
was looking for.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't have anything in my journal.
Yeah, nothing's assigned to me either.
Oh, they're supposed to be assigned to y'all, so 1 second. Julian and Jones.
Roll-20s, kind of.
Yeah, they were assigned to you at some point.
Yeah, I remember moving before. I just don't. I was like, I went to open my journal. I was like, wait, what?
Were you just able to move yourself, Cody?
Yeah.
Jones, can you move yourself right now? You see yourself kind of off here. Okay, so you can move yourself. Also, I just realized I think all of these trees and stuff are on the wrong layer. So please be careful with my trees. I don't know how they ended up on the wrong layer, but they are.
We can't interact with. Or
You
we
can't interact with them? Okay, perfect. Gucci,
Hey,
so
you be careful with your tree.
I'll be careful with my trees. Yes,
what
sir.
direction are we moving in?
What direction? Y'all are going up.
Okay.
And I was next to Bart, so wherever Bart goes, I go.
Oh, we got to get the battle map up on the stream.
Yep, it's about to be coming up. I'm just making sure we have everybody's assets where they're supposed to be, because I forgot to grab a couple people. Unfortunately, I forgot to grab our boys Oceanus and they still got
Ned.
And Ned. Which they're a little more spread out here.
Oceanus is twerking. He'll stop the enemies.
Twerking it
with
up.
that ass.
He's a bard. Nice.
Paladin.
Oh yeah.
Back.
Okay, well, and then you have your two lizard man companions as well. They're bringing up the front here as they lead you along. So 25 to 20.
23.
23, Glib 23, gotcha. All right, 20 to 15.
18.
18, Bart. All right, 15 to 10.
13.
Were those two 13s?
Yes.
Which of you has the higher dexterity?
+2.
+2, Jakob?
+2.
+2.
Shit.
Which of you would like to go first?
Jakob, you go first.
So I can step in his way all the time.
You regret it.
Yeah, we're going
You
Jakob
will
and
regret
then
it.
Julian. All right, and then let's get our boys rolled. Holy shit! 14. Fucking damn it!
You just say fucking damn it.
Fucking damn it! Holy shit! Okay.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, y'all got slammed on by the lizard men. I'm just saying.
Oh shit.
They both rolled natural 20s.
Oh shit. Nice.
Yep. You said
I mean-
we fast as fuck.
Not nice. I mean, it's bad.
No, lizard men are on our side.
Oh, the lizard man.
Yeah, the
Oh,
lizard men, not the bullywugs.
Hell yeah.
Not the bullywugs.
Hell yeah. Go lizard man.
Bullywugs didn't do bad though.
Bullywugs are also on our side. Now we just have an envoy.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I don't think that was how it was stated.
Don't worry, guys. They're
I'm sure I speak their language.
I'm gonna do persuasion with dexterity check by throwing my food at their face.
All right, and then there we are.
I'd like to make a persuasion attack roll with my sword.
A what? Okay. On that note,
Yeah.
let's get this party started. So, good gracious. I don't know why that is being such a pain in the dick to pull up. But it is. Oh my lord. Anywho, so we got our lizard men who are going first here. And having noted the threats. They are both immediately turning and facing opposite directions. You have Oshraku up here in the front, and Druzak here coming in behind him, immediately falling in. Oshraku taking a step forward to face this guy, and coming in. I believe they have 2 attacks. Coming in immediately, club swinging out wide. Not a strong start, my guy. Assuming these guys have really no. That bullywug parrying it easily on one hide shield, while Oshraku immediately comes in for an attack with his spike shield. That while the shield occupied, but with his good gracious, with his motherfucking club, does make impact for a very solid amount of damage. He gashes this bullywug open quite a bit, followed by Druzak stepping up here, just hauling back one arm and chucking a javelin at this closest bullywug to him with a mighty crit. That is a natural 20 on his first attack roll.
Let's go.
They want to go fucking home. They're pissed.
Glad we gave them weapons.
Oceanus looking thick over here, though.
You're glad we gave them weapons. I'm glad they're working out these crits on the bullywugs and not us.
I mean, I wouldn't be so thrilled. That crit wasn't super good.
Oh.
But hey, it's the thought that counts, right?
No, it's the hit point damage that counts.
Is it? That javelin, but it catches him kind of in the meat of the abdomen area and just pierces through, but doesn't seem to cause like mortal wounds on that bullywug right there. But Oshraku then, not Oshraku, Druzak then kind of readies his shield and pulls out his club, kind of keeping himself relatively close to the path, which I believe will bring us to Gloob.
Word. Gotta try out some of these new features with level 3.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna move 10 feet right on up to this guy right here, pulling out my rapier, and I'm gonna give him a nice stab to the gullet.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack roll for me.
That is a natural 1.
Oh no!
You- As you approach this bullywug, kind of you're just making your way up, and all lithe and dexterous like, and you come closer, you can't help but kind of feel the slight similarity between this guy and your people, and you just have like a brief flashback of them kind of bullying you for being so little. And so your stab with your rapier is just way too straightforward. He easily just catches it in the middle of his shield before just kind of croaking at you in what you can only assume is a mocking fashion.
Well, that didn't go as planned. Clarification on a ruling.
Yes,
Fancy
sir.
footwork. During
Yes, sir.
my turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that
Mhm.
creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of your turn.
Correct.
Is that hit or is that just attempting?
It's just an attack. It works, as far as I'm aware, it works exactly like mobile does. As long as you attempt the attack, they cannot retaliate against you.
Can I ask you a metagamey question real quick?
Depends on, you can ask it. I can't guarantee I'll answer it.
Does spiritual weapon make your fancy footwork not work? Isn't there something to where you can get sneak attack if no one else is engaged with your target or some crap like that?
It's as long as nobody is within 5 feet of Gloob.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So as long as it's not right next to him, and even so, it's not a living object, and he could pass through it hypothetically. Like you can just pass through its space. I would say it wouldn't interfere.
All right.
However, that will not be an issue because as I completely botch this attack roll, I go, oh shit! Whoops! And I'm gonna run right back to where I was.
You're gonna go right back because what did you do? 5, 10, 15. Yeah, 15 and then 15 back. Do you have 20? Do you have 30 or 25 feet of movement?
I moved 10. It was 10 because I was right here behind
Oh,
Bart.
okay. So you just moved an extra
10
square
up to him
backward.
then
Yeah, okay. So
15
you moved an extra back.
Yep.
You back up and it just kind of like laughs at you a little bit.
They're hard to hit, guys. Watch out. That's gonna end.
That'll bring us to Bart.
Oh, all right. I'll probably while that was happening, I was saying a little prayer and getting my my emboldening bond going, and I will cast it on the 2 closest allies to me, which appear to be Gloob and Jakub. So you got your D4s. And then I cannot move my icon on the stream.
Oh! I thought you were about to say you couldn't move your token. I was like, wait, what?
And then I'm going to point the crystal knobbed, or crystal handle at the end of my mace over at the bullywog that Gloob was attacking, and make some gestures to start casting a spiritual weapon, and then pointing it right at the creature, kind of like I was angling a wand or something like that. There'll be a loud cracking door slam, and the handle will like quadruple and slide in size and just sort of spear out to try and smack that bullywog in the face.
Is this your spiritual weapon?
Yep.
Okay, so it's just appearing in front of him.
Yeah, it's just zooming out the end of this
effectively.
mace.
I don't know why I didn't think to get a asset
Yeah.
for your thing. So if you just want to draw a square for the moment, and I will take care of that between, probably on the break, I'll grab something that you can use as a spiritual weapon, even if you don't need it again, we'll have it. Or again, this session anyway. Or I guess depending on how long this combat goes, you might need it.
You just said you'll never cast spiritual weapon again.
Yep, banned. I am saying, spell's kind of busted.
All right, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that does land. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, that's an 8, so he takes 13.
13 points of damage. You said it just kind of lunges out at him and hits him?
Yeah, so it just smacks him right in the face with like the top of the crystal handle.
So you kind of catch him unawares. It seems like he's still kind of laughing, kind of pointing with his spear at Gloob as he retreats. And the time it takes for him to do that, your spiritual weapon poofs into existence after you chant, before like he sees it out of his corner of his eye and he starts to turn and just catches him like right in the jaw. It just knocks him to the side, stumbles a bit, shakes his head, and then just turns and looks at you, Bart.
Good.
His jaw looks kind of like loose.
I don't laugh at my friends. That's not very nice.
All right. Is that going to be it for your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. Which, that actually...
you know what? Actually, I'll take an extra 5 foot closer to that dude. Like, come get it, buddy.
All right. Yeah, he seems kind of pissed with you. Let's see here. So that brings us to Oceanus, because he actually rolled pretty good in comparison to Julian and Jakub anyway. So he's standing there at the back, and he had kind of turned his back to you guys as he scanned, and seeing y'all are beginning to handle things over there as well as Rashraku up towards the top, he's going to draw the remains of his spear in one hand as well as a dagger in his left, and is going to make an advance, kind of skittering over 5, 10, 20, 25, just using his full movement to roll up on this bullywug right here. And you'll hear some weird kind of burbly words that you don't quite understand as he lashes out one after the other with his effectively short sword and dagger. Ooh. I can't remember what it attack bonus I gave this guy. Says he actually has. Woo. All right, so his short sword landing, but his dagger unfortunately seeming to get deflected by the spear of this bullywug. Oh wait, but he also does that. Okay, 4, 2, 2, 5, 6. Okay, landing a solid but not debilitating hit, kind of catching him in the hip as he stabs forward before kind of bringing dagger and short sword out to his sides in a kind of defensive stance, which will bring us then to Jakob.
All right. I am going to here and then let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I'm going to move in between these two gentlemen.
Okay.
And I am going to take a swing at the one down here.
Okay.
I'm going to use the D4.
You're going to use the D4 on this one?
With
All
that.
right.
Yeah. That is a 24.
24. It hits.
Hell yeah.
9 damage.
9 points of damage. All right. You are, and you said you did the one below you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So you are able to land a solid hit on this guy. Not taking anything off, so you're not hitting him quite as hard as you may have in the past. But a solid slash across the chest of this bullywug. You can like seeing some blood coming out, maybe a bits of the muscle showing through the hide it's wearing over its chest. And is that gonna be it for your turn?
I believe that's all I can do.
All right, and that will bring us to Julian.
Hallelujah. I didn't have the battle map open at that point. Is he attacking the one above him or below him?
He attacked the one below him. The one above him has been speared by Drazuk.
Gotcha.
But other than that, he has been untouched.
And then that one is fairly healthy too.
Which one? Ping it again for me.
Yeah.
Bottom one? That's the one that Oceanus ran up on, and he didn't seem to catch like a deadly blow on it. He cut it a little bit. It looks like he hurt it. But
I'm gonna wrap that one up real quick. Try to.
You're gonna try to the one that Oceanus is attacking?
Yeah, I'll run up and give it the old stibbity stab.
Okay.
It's only like a 10-foot movement, 15-foot movement.
Yep. You make it up to him, and you're just making a weapon attack against him?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Give it the stibbity stab. 18 plus.
You hit.
6. 18 plus 6.
Yeah, 24 hits.
All right, now I'm going to roll damage.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 8 plus 4.
12
damage. Yep.
Okay, you come up on the flank of this one, and come in as while it has turned and started to focus on Oceanus, you just kind of slink up underneath and slash across, catching it in this kind of lower abdomen area. It seems like you just about have started to spill out some of its guts. Lurches kind of to the side of it and is looking at you, but is not quite dead yet. But he is looking very rough.
Yikes. All right. That's all my actions that I can take right now. So.
Okay. All right, which will actually bring it around to the bullywug's turn. Many of them are currently engaged. This first bullywug that has been engaged by Elshraku is going to kind of whip around, whipping his spear and taking a bite at him. That is not very good. One of these guys, what do they got for their attack? Actually, nope. First attack from these motherfuckers. Easily deflected by Elshraku. The spear and the bite coming in to follow. Also being just putting his shield in between them, blocking both pretty darn effectively. The one that has taken a spear in his side from Drizok, while visibly irritated that he has a javelin sticking out of his side, has a much more immediate threat and whips around to try to take a stab and bite at you, Jakob, at your back as it is exposed.
All right.
With a 7 to hit, first one just kind of screeching along your back, your freshly acquired plate mail.
I just paid for that.
Yeah. However, lunging in for his bite, he just seems to kind of go up because you're not like your neck is kind of unprotected, and he's able to take a chomp out of you for 5 points of piercing damage. So you would reduce that down to 2.
Down to 2.
Yes, sir. So you take 2 points of piercing damage.
Stop.
Hey, man. Fucking
Inter-
heavy armor master. Good.
Really quickly. Ian,
Yes,
do you
sir.
have Twitch chat open
I do
for
now.
redeemables and stuff? Just making sure.
I can't see the whole thing. I want him. Okay. Noted. I'll keep that in mind. Let's see here. 'Cause unfortunately, I still have my issue. I can't have Twitch chat open and keep the battle map being updated, so I appreciate the heads up. It is, funnily enough, his turn. While everybody else has more or less remained in still for their turns, this guy takes a step up directly into Bart's face because he's still not particularly happy about getting his ass kicked a bit. Kind of peeved off about it, actually, and he's similar to the others, except in reverse order, coming in for a bite and then a spear stab at you, Bart. I'm going to assume a 9 doesn't hit.
It does not.
Does not. I figured. The spear is an 8. One less. It is. As he kind of rushes forward, hoping to get a little bit of vengeance, as he comes in for that initial bite, you hear a as he comes in, and it kind of seems to surprise himself, his own nerves, throwing off both of his attacks as he tries to gain vengeance for getting the shit slapped out of him by this mace.
It sounded like he hit the brakes.
It kind of came in, and he kind of lurched forward as he went to bite and just like catching his kind of broken jaw on the like lip of your shield and then just whiffing with his spear. He's now he's both angry and embarrassed. It's a bad day for this dude. Bad day to be Bullywug number 3. Oh man, which brings us to the one that is fighting Oceanus and Julian in a bit of solidarity to prevent himself from being separated. He's taking a step upwards. As he does so, taking his bite and stab at you, Julian, as you hurt him significantly more than Oceanus did. Natural 1 on his spear. Just as he's stepping forward, his like foot slips in the mud, and he just stabs straight up into the air.
How embarrassing.
Attempting to recover with a 7, just can't quite get his footing for this round of attacks, and just snapping on air like 3 feet to your right.
Not even bothering to dodge, just gonna look sadly down.
Oh yeah, like I said, you did not move for either of these. He just completely you're embarrassed for him. Like this is impressive amounts of fuck-uppery for these dudes.
Fucking yikes, my guy.
He
That's not
doesn't
very
seem to
poggers
understand
of you.
exactly what you said, but you see like his eyes kind of he just kind of cringes a little bit. He got the sentiment.
We can't kill them. They're too cute.
Bullywugs aren't cute, for the record.
Yes,
They're
they
like
are.
warty and gross looking.
Do me a favor and Google Bullywug real quick.
I mean, if people can like pugs, you can like bullywugs, okay?
People don't like pugs. People just think they like pugs.
Oh god. However, this will bring us to Jakob's intentional foe who will take his 2 attacks at Jakob. Coming in with a spear, the mighty 6. Easily slapped aside by your greatsword.
Bro, are you rolling a D12?
Dude, it feels like it. It feels like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Followed by a 14, where he tries to get like a grasp on your like wrist. Like he tries to come in and get one of your hands holding your greatsword, and just can't make it through the padding that's around your wrists and joints. Yeah. And last, but not to be forgotten, is our friend off to the side that you'll have seen has kind of been behind this tree, is going to make his way up over here, ganging up on Oshraku, taking his 2 attacks against him. They roll good against y'all's NPCs. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. With a hit with his spear, but a whiff with his bite, doing a chunk of damage to y'all's friend here.
We're gonna roll up with like 2 dead lizard folk, and we're gonna have some explaining to do.
Don't let them die.
I'll go to war with the frog people. It wasn't us. We're here to return their bodies.
Bart, do you have Revivify yet?
Sounds like something a lizard killer would say.
Lord.
That's fair.
Y'all are fucked up. So he lands a spear in like the thigh of Oshraku up there, but gets smacked away when he goes into follow-up bite, which will bring us finally to last but not least, our boy Ned. Man's looking around like, what the shit? Looking over at you guys, was like, I mean, I guess we gotta make sure they live, right? And it runs up next to these lizard men and lashing out with his newly acquired longsword at this guy right here. I'm so excited. I actually have like sheets for these guys now.
Fucking Ned. He's
It's a good thing they're about to die.
Bruh. He rolled a 19 before bonuses, though. The 24 to hit. Ned comes in, like, looking clean, swinging his longsword, trying to take this dude out.
Fucking show off.
Hey, man. It lands a solid hit on him. Catching him across the back, seeming to slice off, like, a bit of skin, like, on his, like, some flesh off of his shoulder in that kind of back shoulder blade area. Bullywug 1 up there with Ned and Oshraku don't appear to be looking too hot. Which will actually bring us back to the top of our initiative order to both Oshraku and Druzok. Who, Oshraku going first, none too pleased about getting stabbed, but is going to prioritize his targets, coming in for a bite of his own at this first bullywug. Which, if I recall, their bonus to hit, he lands and he comes in trying to take a chomp out of him, and comes in and grabs it by the throat with his teeth and just rips the throat out of this first bullywug and just spits it out onto the ground, killing this first one right here, before immediately following up with a swing of his club at the one above him. Unfortunately, able to be deflected off to the side by that bullywug shield, but he does turn and hiss menacingly at it, and just kind of turning and fully facing the one above him, preparing to wreck his shit, I believe is the phrase. Druzok, on the other hand, looking back, seeing that Oshraku seems to have some reinforcements and y'all are kind of necessary to this diplomatic mission, makes his way over to this one attacking you, Jakob, coming in with a club and a shield stab. This one, only the club seeming to land with any particular amount of force, taking a chunk off of his life. Give gracious. You're a 0. You don't exist anymore. Get out of here. Bring us to Gloob. What would you like to do, my man?
I believe I would like to help out my buddy Bart, who is so bravely taking on this impossible to hit bullywug right here. So I will step up right beside him. Short people fight together and lunge out one more time with my rapier.
All right, make the attack roll for me.
Make the attack roll. Ah!
You have D4.
You do have a
yeah.
D4. You do have your
Shit.
D4 that you can add.
I didn't say it ahead of time.
That's true.
You good with me adding it?
That's,
I forgot I had it.
why not?
TBD.
Go ahead. That's okay.
All these spellcasters you
That'll
need to make
be-
those saves against.
That'll be your one freebie. I know y'all went an entire week without having to fight something, so I know it can be easy to forget.
It is a 14 to hit.
Oof.
Not quite. You come in, and while he seems pretty distracted, he seems to notice you at the last second, like you barely missed, and gets his shield up in time to deflect as it goes skidding along his shield.
Son of a bitch! That's gonna be my turn.
He does not mock you this time. He's now looks a bit frightened, which will bring us to Bart.
All right. What is the range, or has that frog all the way at the very, very top been hurt yet?
No.
The one that's fighting the lizard man?
Yeah, this was the guy that was kind of back here behind this tree, and you saw him kind of go dashing up to fight Oshraku, or to back up his buddy, and he went from having Oshraku 2v1 to now being 2v1 by Oshraku and Ned. So, not exactly advantageous for him.
Okay. In that case, I will go ahead and get this. Does Oshraku look fairly hurt? First off, does he look like he's pretty?
He doesn't look fucked up. That one stab. It looks like it's bleeding, but he looks more pissed off than injured. Like, it looks like the heat of battle has kind of melted away a lot of that, a lot of the passiveness that he has been exhibiting these past few days.
All right. I'm going to incur an attack of opportunity, move away from this dude.
Okay.
And get about right here. Use my bonus action to go ahead and give that guy another smackerino if I can with the spiritual weapon.
You may. First, you're going to take a crit.
Oh, that's a rough one. Okay.
He rolls a natural 20 on you as you try to get away. You're the one who witnessed his shame, so he's very motivated to try to hurt you.
Gotcha.
And he's just lashes out as you try to turn him back away for 11 points of piercing damage with his spear.
Oof.
Yeah.
God damn.
Ouch.
That shit hurt.
That hurt.
Yeah. Now roll your spiritual weapons attack roll.
All right. The 17 hit.
17 does hit.
All
Roll that
right.
damage.
That is a 5 plus 5, so 10 points.
10 points of damage. Right after you get stabbed in the back, you just kind of flippantly use one hand to direct your spiritual weapon to come in for a smack. He's still kind of turned away from you. Seems to have already forgotten the mace that broke his jaw, and it comes crashing into the side of his head, caving part of it in. He's collapsing into the muck, dead.
Oh shit! All right.
I take a free action to stab the dead body.
Sure, you just kind of schlick, stick.
I finally got him, Glue.
Was there
job.
wild magic?
Oh my lord.
Well, I'm about to cast bless on my 3 homies, so I guess the wild magic can happen right there.
Oh, I missed wild magic.
Oh boy. Somebody bought a wild magic. I do see a
What?
wild magic surge 10 minutes ago. Yep.
All right, where you go? Bless for my homies, all
All
3 of them.
All right, so you go ahead. You cast your bless. Does it look like anything in particular when you go to cast it?
Not in particular. There's kind of just sort of some waves of energy that sort of go around and into them, make them feel all warm and fuzzy inside. They kind of, for a second, feel like they got a full belly, like they just got up from sitting down for a long time. They're ready to go.
All right. And you said this is on your party members, correct?
Yeah, just all 3 party members.
Okay, all 3 party members. In addition, as this warm fuzziness comes to flowing into you, which all of you can feel it, Bart, you notice, the rest of you might not notice immediately, but like perfectly circular dots kind of appear and are mismatching along your skin as the warmth spreads, Bart. Like you see it like going up their neck as a purple circle is revealed. Another one's kind of across Jakob's face, and such on and so forth. That hasn't happened before. That's new.
Oh. That's all right.
They got purple splotches. Y'all are like giraffes.
I probably don't notice the purple on Galoob, but these other frog people.
This is like a dark purple, so it kind of shows up against this lighter tone.
These frog people obviously have some kind of poison that's affecting my homies. And that's
I feel like you would be able to intellectually, it's as your magic is entering your friends that these splotches appear.
I gotcha.
So you're just like, huh, that's weird.
Oops. Gotcha.
Yep. Oops. Yeah.
Just kind of look at the crystal handle there for a second, like, what the? All right.
Shit. So
y'all that would too much.
Now, all 3 of you, keep in mind, you now have Bless. So the 2 of you that also have the Emboldening Bond, you now have 2 additional D4s you can add. Only one of them can be added more than once a turn. Which will bring us to Oceanus, who is going to follow his quarry, kind of straddling next to this bush, coming in for another couple of stabs with his short sword, pseudo short sword and dagger. For a big whiff on one and a big whiff on the other. Just while it's moved up to keep itself from being cut off, it seems almost like it's taken on more of a defensive stance and easily just slaps away both of Oceanus's attacks. Which will bring us to Jakob.
All right, I'm taking the swing at the one above me, just regular swing greatsword.
The one above you? Okay, go ahead and roll that.
Yeah. Are you using both? Yeah.
Am I allowed to use both? I thought.
Yeah. They can stack, but you can only use the bless one for more than one thing a round or a turn.
Oh, okay. So one is.
So if you wanted to action surge, you would only get to apply 1d4 to the second one.
Okay.
You can't apply them to both attacks. You can't apply both to both attacks.
I'm going to use both then.
Sure. Go ahead and roll for me.
19.
That hits.
Okay. That is 14 damage.
14 damage?
Oh, shit.
Out of curiosity, how much of that 19 was the 2d4?
It was 3.
3. That's not bad. Still would have hit, but I am kind of horrified by that combination of things. Y'all are never gonna miss anything ever. It's gonna be absolute insanity.
Delicious.
But this time coming around and
as of right now, I fucking beg to differ.
Hey man, it be like that sometimes. But Bart, you come around and swinging your sword over your head as you come down kind of at a diagonal. You take this bullywug's leg off, like at the hip, and it just immediately falls to the side and very swiftly ceases its movement.
Really? I thought after losing its leg it would stay standing.
I meant more of a, like, it's not like jerking around in death throes. It lost so much blood so fast on top of the injuries it had already sustained, dickhead,
Well, I was just talking about it falls to the side.
And Julian's dead. Lightning bolt, 99 damage, dead.
Hey man,
No
I'm
saving
sure
throws, dead.
somebody else can crit. Don't worry. It's crazy damn, that's crazy. 2 crits in a row. What? For max damage? That's insane. Wild. However, that guy's dead as a doornail.
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
That'll be your turn. All right, which will indeed bring us to Julian.
All right. Well, this clumsy, slippery guy who not won last time, whose attacks I didn't even bother to dodge, give a dismissive stab at him with my sword.
You got a D4.
The D4, you said?
Yep.
Well, with the D4, that is 19. 10 plus 6 plus 3.
Yeah, you hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
6 plus 4, 10.
Come in with your sword and just gut him.
I'm just kind of a...
right across his...
Just poke.
Yeah,
sure. You just kind of
a...
stick it past his defenses as he's looking over at Oceanus. Pull it back out. Bonelessly collapses to the ground in death. All right.
Tisk is all I can say.
Is that it for your turn?
Yeah. I don't have any fun bonus action attacks I can do yet.
Do you ever get bonus action attacks?
If I ever get spiritual weapon.
I don't know how you're getting spiritual weapon as a hexblade, but let me know. Anywho,
feats.
That will bring us to the remaining 2 bullywugs turns. First to the one facing you, Jakob. He doesn't seem to have quite noticed that the guy behind him, who was kind of watching his back, is dead yet. And it is taking 2 attacks at you. First is a 21, and then a fucking 5. So his spear at the very least, comes in. Seems to find like a bit of a wedge in a bit of gap in your armor, dealing 5 points of damage to you.
So another 2 is a piercing.
Yeah, it's piercing. It's non-magical. Doing another 2 damage to you. He then takes his time to be like, that's kind of quiet. Ah, shit. Or the croaking equivalent. Bit of concern. But he does not want to get his ass clapped. Which will bring us to the dude fighting at the top, who in a bit of desperation is taking his 2 attacks at Shraku again for a hit and a hit. So coming in with a bite and a spear stab. Oh, shit. Whoops. You ever just yeet your D4s off your desk?
Yes.
Ooh.
I think it happened to me last session.
Well, there you go. I just did it too, where we are brothers. Dice eating brothers. He hit him pretty hard. The quick succession of attacks, getting a stab into more of the chest region of Oshraku, and then a bite into like his upper shoulder area and ripping out a large chunk of meat from that area. Oshraku like visibly staggers from that attack. And Bart, if you're paying attention to kind of the overall battlefield still at this point, he now looks like he's hurt pretty bad from your earlier assessment. Like, he's just kind of pissed. Oh, shit. That hurt. Which will bring us to Ned, who's immediately... Oh, shit. Fuck. Never mind. I already did it. I'm not going back on it now. Plus, he wasn't close enough. Ned's going to step up and immediately go for another longsword attack on this. Fucking hell, Ned. Only for it to catch solidly on the hide shield of his opponent. Now, at this point, at the top of the round, y'all are then, as you haven't been paying attention to anybody outside of your fight, hear a very loud horn just coming from the marsh side, as in the right side of this map is kind of on the Dunwater side, and this is the marsh side. And y'all, I'm sure everybody's gonna love these. All my
Oh no.
Brr. I don't want it to brr.
coming in from the side. Oh, do I not have?
The hell's that?
Don't ask questions.
It's got a hat.
I didn't feel like finding different tokens.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
They got Farmer Bullywog and King Bullywog.
Is that paint?
Yes.
That is beautiful. Please zoom in so the stream can be
y'all
a part of this.
Y'all want to see this? So we're gonna kind of come off here
That
to the
is
side.
amazing.
As the main focus of this fight at this juncture, y'all see the glory that is my paint skills. Because it's easier to customize already existing tokens than to fucking have to find new ones that I'm allowed to use. So,
That's
shut the fuck up, Cody. Don't talk to me. So y'all are greeted with the sight as these four enter the field. Those two on the sides that flanking them seem to be about the same as these gentlemen who y'all are already doing battle with. Just hide, shields, and spears. The one on the bottom, according to the screen anyway, with the hat. He does not have that hat. That is just so I can tell the difference. But this bullywug is decked out in what you can only assume is bullywug finery. He just has like strings of shells and beads and stuff that on several arms, and as well as appearing to possess a kind of big kind of conch that seems to be hanging from from his waist, and not exactly a belt, but like looped with a thin rope alongside there. Next to him, the one with the crown on his token is on a giant frog, for the record. He is riding a steed. He's a big frog that he is riding on, as well as he does have a crown of sorts upon his head. It looks like it's wreathed out of like wood and other kind of algae things. Like it's just kind of wrapped together. It's just, I have something on my head. This means I'm superior to you, is like what y'all can get out of it. It looks like maybe there's some shiny rocks that have been secured into this weird nest that he has. And he looks like he has what used to be a kind of nice cloak about his shoulders. But at this point, it looks like it's covered in like algae and dirt and mud and muck, with similar beads of beads and shells adorning his wrists and throat. And those are your new opponents, or they're joining the fray anyway. So let's see for those guys. Woo, not super great.
All of them roll nat 20s.
Oh no. Wait, let's do R. Fucking hell. Sorry, just trying to make this easier on the whole. Unless they have like some crazy. Yeah, that's fine. 6B Ned, I guess. All right. And they have made their approach onto the field, standing where you see them now. We'll zoom out a tiny bit to get a better look here up at the top. Make sure this is all visible. For everybody, as we come back to the top of the round with our boy Ashraku, who looking a bit rough, doesn't seem to give a shit, coming in with a big overhead as well as a shield stab on this bullywug in front of him that is being harried by Ned. God damn it, Ashraku. My boy. With a miss and a hit with his shield. It seems like a pretty standard tactic of these lizard men to kind of go for one side and then immediately go for the opening if it is blocked to get a hit in for a solid chunk of damages. The shield kind of gouges across the chest and like rib area of this bullywug. Not horribly wounding him, but a solid hit nonetheless. Drizok, seeing these enemies that are approaching everybody, I'm now turning into Kent. I went about to try to move a token on my other screen. Comes down to kind of help form a line with the other three of you going in for his couple of attacks against this bullywug right here. 11. God damn it. Why are y'all so inconsistent? His club smashing down onto him, but his bite not seeming to get any leverage as he takes a chunk out of the forearm of this guy right here. Which will bring us to Gloob. New foes have entered the field. What would you like to do, my froggy rather than toad friend?
I would like to try to hit something this fight, so
that's fair.
We'll head towards this new ensemble. I'm not going to be able to get there this turn with melee, so if I can, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then bonus action dash 5, 10, 20. I actually can get up to them if I bonus action dash. Bam.
I'm sorry. Actually, I have to spread out these guys a little bit because I forgot how big this guy's mount is.
All right.
It's a giant toad. So he's a big boy.
What is its size? Like, is it small, medium, large?
The toad is large. I believe is correct. Oh, that's the wrong page. Yeah, it's a large. It's big enough that this dude is riding on top of it with ease.
Am I the only person that finds it really weird that a toad's riding a bigger toad?
Have you seen Goofy? When they have Pluto, like doesn't make sense.
Tracking there.
Okay,
I guess.
just making sure.
All right, and then I'm gonna try to stab the guy with the hat.
Stab the guy with his hat. I hate to break it to you, he doesn't actually have a big floppy hat.
100% does.
You can roll an investigation check at the end.
I just imagine he's stolen some farmer's hat. He's like, mine now. It's like a straw hat.
Okay, you can roll that attack for me.
Natural 19.
Natural 19.
Yeah.
I'll double check, but I think that hits.
Oh, plus 6.
It hits.
25. D8, and no one is within 5 feet of me. So sneak attack.
Yep. Roll it.
Awesome. What's my flat bonus to damage? I think it's 4. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Not great. 4, 8, 12. 12 points of piercing damage.
12 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You come in, and by God, or by golly, by frog Jesus, you are able to hit something this fight. Gloob, as you just quickly in and out, get a stab going through cleanly through the side of your fellow amphibian. And it's a beefy stab. It kind of leans in towards the side, looking over at you and letting out a kind of angry croak.
I will croak back at him. All
right.
That's it. That's my turn.
All right, that's your turn?
Yep.
All righty. And that will bring us down to Bot.
All right, I'm going to take a couple of steps up this way, and move my mace over there with my bonus action.
Okay.
And then with my action, cast Toll the Dead on that northern frog up there.
The one up top? Okay.
Yeah.
We will toll his dead. I really doubt he succeeds.
That's 8 damage.
Oh, yeah. And that's rolling the d12?
Yeah, on the d12, 8 damage.
Okay. He does not have a bonus to it, so he fails. Which, if that's that guy, he takes 8 damage. You see a familiar, like, blood starting to kind of, like, as he jerks a bit and tenses at the sound of this tolling, and a little bit of blood seems to leak out of some of his orifices. And he shakes himself and is looking kind of groggy, but doesn't fall quite yet.
All right, and then I'll call out Oshaku, and like if I catch his attention, try to get him to come over to me. Whatever he can next move.
Okay, you say his name, and he just looks like back over his shoulder at you, and sees you doing this, and seems to be kind of contemplating it, like looking at you, kind of glancing back between you and keeping his defensive stance up in front of this foe. Yeah, and is that gonna be it for your turn?
That's my turn.
All right. Oceanus looking back at these new foes, and then at these guys right next to him is okay. I said that was not attack roll. That was me deciding what he was gonna do. Steps and over this dude's froggy corpse before lashing out twice with a bit of a Aquan war cry to try and finish this guy off. Which is not gonna hit. Fucking Jesus. Please. NPCs. How hard is it? Oh, wait. That does hit. I forgot. His bonus is higher than Ned's. Sweet. Oh, but he doesn't have a fucking shit. See, getting just cutting the shoulder of this bullywug up here. It doesn't seem to do too much damage, but not wanting to block too much of people's line of sight, not wanting to clump up, he's immediately going to whoops, wrong guy. Is immediately going to take a step back, which that bullywug will take advantage of to take a stab at him, missing, bringing us out of his turn to Jakob.
How far out does that big frog, like, is he out to like here and here?
He's a more, so he is the size of, I'm gonna draw him a square real quick. A large creature is about this big.
Okay.
So the guy up here is just kind of perched on him. I just drew that. I drew that with the wrong thing, but you know that's where it's at. I'll draw.
And I have a rules question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and ask.
If somebody is mounted on a creature and I trip that creature, what happens to the person on the mount?
They would be dismounted, probably.
Okay. Then I'm going to incur an AOP by
Not
moving
because
here.
he had already occurred. Oceanus had already ate his reaction. So you step
Good
up.
to hear.
And as you step forward, the frog, the toad. I'm sorry, to my actual frogs in the chat, my actual frogs in the party. The toad atop the other toad, immediately, like, you're not getting any of the words, but it's like gesturing about with its shield and spear, and just very loudly exclaiming as it looks down upon you. You have no idea what it's saying.
All right.
Like,
I'm going to
croaking
use
very, very exciting.
my 2d4 to try to hit the mount.
Okay. Roll the attack.
That's going to be a 13.
13 to hit. Does hit.
Yeah.
Don't have
It
great
does?
AC. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big ass toad, man. It doesn't have great AC.
And then I am going to hit that with a trip attack.
Okay. What's the DC on your trip?
14.
14?
That's a D10.
Okay.
Is D8? Looks
Yep.
like a triangle?
Yep.
Or
The diamond.
whatever.
The
Yeah.
diamond is your D8, so you'll just add that onto your damage.
God damn it. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Don't forget your D4s. Well, not for damage.
Just screws you.
Yeah. 9 damage.
Doing 9 damage total.
Mm-hmm.
That is quite unfortunate.
Yep.
So as you hit it with this, you kind of catch it down in the side there. Catching it in the kind of the side of its leg, you scoop up under it just with giant flex of your muscles. It does tip. I'm kind of confused how a giant toad is gonna go prone, but considering they just kind of like
he flips it over. He
he just kind of like flips it off onto its side. And as you do so, in the midst of its grandstanding, the crowned bullywug on top just topples off on its side as well, landing in the mud. Both of them effectively prone.
Well, now that he's moved out of my engagement range.
That doesn't count.
I know.
I just realized we have ambient music playing this whole time. I feel like
that'll end my turn.
It's been a very
relaxed
relaxing
guys.
So yeah, it's a very chill battle. I mean, y'all are kind of wiping the floor with these dudes. So I mean,
Hey, I'm just happy I tripped the big frog.
you did trip the big frog. I was very surprised that they have a pretty shitty save actually. But yeah, so you tripped him. Which, if that's it for your turn, Jakob,
That will be it.
will bring us to Julian. What would you like to do, my friend?
Alrighty. Let me measure that. Alright, cool. Gonna take a 5-foot step right there.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out, causing a inky, insubstantial tendril to lance out of the mud and try and engulf the bullywug king and drag him towards me.
Okay. Roll your attack roll.
Right. That'll be a 14 plus, one sec.
Okay.
5, so 19 total.
19 total. It hits.
All right.
And how far does it drag? 10 feet?
Yep. It would move him to right
I believe
there.
Diagonally. Oh, all the way?
10 feet, yep.
Alright.
And then it'll do 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I meant to text him. Is it too late to do that?
I will say for the purposes of the entire ability has gone off, you'll have to do it now and add the damage onto your next round of attacks.
I'll do it next round. I forgot.
Yep, no worries, it happens.
I don't want to do it now because it would be 1 round less of timer. So.
Fair enough. Alright, so that'll be it for your turn.
Come here.
I said, get over here. Word. Alright. That will bring it to their turn.
He was already prone, so the imagery is fantastic. Just getting dragged down.
The
like
big frog is. He isn't. Sorry.
Alright. So yeah, you get over here. It's been dragged through the mud. It's muddy cloak, more muddy than it already was. It is going to stand itself up using half of its movement, coming from prone, and looking.
Fucking European 5e?
No, I don't believe so. As far as I'm aware, it does not. He brings himself to his feet, looking over his shoulder at you, Jakob, but looking over at Julian. What do you call high-low for me?
Hi.
All right. Okay. He decides that the greater insult has come from Julian, unfortunately.
Getting
And
skull dragged through the mud will do that.
yeah, I mean, like I was like, one knocked him into the mud, the other dragged him through. It was kind of wasn't great either way.
He's not having a great day.
He's not having a great day. This one, however, oh shit. Okay. Is making a spear attack at yourself as immediately coming in for a bite of his own. This bullywug is, while not a size category difference, is significantly larger than any of the other bullywugs that you guys can see at this time.
Thick boy toad.
Big toad, yes. For an 18 to hit with the spear.
18 hits.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll his bite as well. Why not? For a 21 to hit for the bite.
Hellish Rebuke.
Okay. Go ahead, roll your damage, but you're going to take the damage from this first. Because that doesn't reduce any damage, correct? It just hits him back.
No. Doesn't reduce anything.
Okay. Oh, boy. This is going to hit you for the spear. Hits you for 14 points of piercing damage.
Well, he takes 16 back.
Wow, you're already at 2d10s?
2d10 is the start for Hellish Rebuke.
Hell yeah.
Nice. So he takes 16 damage. I will just in case I forget, keep that number in mind. So you take 16 damage. I'm sorry, 14 damage from the spear. And I would like you to roll a strength saving throw real quick.
Oof. 11.
11. You are knocked prone.
I'm prone.
So he just slams into you with this spear, just like it's like bulging toady muscle, hitting you dead kind of in your shoulder and carrying you straight into the ground where you stand before his jaws come snapping down at you for a bite that deals an additional 6 points of piercing damage.
He hit with the bite too?
Mm-hmm. He rolled a 21 total.
6 points, you said?
6 additional points of piercing damage. So that's
fat fucking yikes.
Yeah, so you've taken 20 points of damage. You still up?
By a
little bit? Okay. Well, that's good. All right. Yeah. Holy shit. He hits like a dumpster truck.
He stabbed me. That little black fire went running back up the spear shaft and lit that motherfucker up.
Oh yeah, no, you have not cast Hex yet. I was about to ask you to make a concentration save, but you didn't do it yet. And he did take 16 damage, so let me make sure that gets marked down. All right, which brings it to his toad's turn, which will heave its way back upright, and without any direction from its rider, is just going to make an attack at the thing that just smacked the shit out of it. And is going to make a bite attack at you, Jakob.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We know how this goes.
Yep.
Oh, shit. They 21 to hit.
Oh, Lord, he coming.
Jakob, you are grappled. And there's that motherfucking thing. And taking 7, 8, 9 points of piercing damage. Which would be reduced, as well as it restrains. Their grapple restrains. Oof.
You're halfway in its mouth right now.
Yeah, you're halfway in its mouth. Like it's kind of like grabbing you on like one of your sides and trying to like lift you up. You take an additional 2 poison damage.
Question: Is it not a contested if it's grapple?
You can contest it later. This is not contested.
Oh, okay.
After it just has to land the hit on you for this initial part of the grapple.
Oh, okay.
So you can use your action to escape it when it comes back, or to try to escape it when it comes back around to your turn.
Okay. 2 poison, you said?
Yeah, two additional poison damage, which is not reduced by your heavy armor master. Where'd my mouse go? That's his turn, and his frog's turn, bringing it to the one that's fancier but doesn't have a toad, or an additional toad to ride upon.
One big floppy hat.
Sure, why not? Yeah, he has a floppy hat, Jones. I'm just gonna add about 50 HP to him. You gotta work for that hat. He has legendary actions, whole 9 yards. Oh goodness. He's gonna look around at everything that's going on right about now. Okay. Oh god damn it, wrong page. There we go. He proceeds to let out a series of croaks and other similar noises that, if you feel like it might be supposed to be a song, you're not quite sure. And as he does so, if you kind of glance around, all the other toads around seem to kind of not swell in size, but to stand more upright and seem much like even that one that was kind of getting its shit kicked in, that y'all have been fighting since the beginning, well, it had been kind of like slumping down and looking really rough. It still doesn't look great, but it seems to be standing a good bit taller.
He's a cleric of peace. He has a hat just like me.
I did kind of think about your hat when I was drawing it. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of what I was thinking about when I drew it on there. And what he is then going to do is he's actually going to incur an AOP from you, Gloob, as he steps his way kind of back around his buddy, going to get behind the giant toad.
I will take it.
All right, go ahead and roll that attack for me.
Not great.
D4.
D4s either? Yeah, I'm adding them. I rolled double ones on the D4s. That brings me to a total of 14. Misses.
Does not quite hit. You just kind of go to stab out at him as he makes it away. He just ducks to the side slightly, still kind of in the midst of his song, it seems like. So, oh god, where's my mouse? There it is.
I have a quick question. Just these are trees, so he's just kind of under a tree.
Yeah,
right
he's under a tree. So the circle is that's not how big around the tree is. That is the top top view.
All right.
So these aren't like giant trees, but got a little bit of foliage. Yes, sir. So that is his turn, bringing it to the two cronies that they brought along with them, which this one down here is going to step his way up. He's swapped places with that first toad, coming up towards you, Gloob, making his bite and his spear. Which these guys don't hit nearly as hard. With a 7 to hit. So you definitely step out of the way of his spear as he comes in for his bite. With a 12 to hit, which I don't believe also does not hit. So despite the fact that you just whiffed on this guy, just as you're extended, you easily sidestep his spear and then duck underneath as he kind of tries to go for a bite overhead at you. This one up here is going to run down to kind of support his king and his mount, coming up by you, Jakob, and seeing you up there, and is going to make his attacks on you. And because you are restrained, he has advantage on these attacks. So, spear. Wow, he rolled like shit. They miss. Just somehow, just like kind of similar to earlier, skittering across your plate armor. Seems to be struggling to find a gap with his spear. Coming in for the bite, however, with a 22. Just kind of like grabbing on to kind of like your neck, exposed area for... Goddamn. I'm pretty sure you're going to completely negate this. motherfucking 2 piercing damage. You just complete, like, he chomps down, and he, like, got a good grip, but you have, like, your mail coif that's around your neck there, and it just kind of, like, just, you hear it just chattering as he pulls back, trying to, like, rip at you. But he's now kind of helping encircle those that are threatening his king. And as we go back to the top of our round here, fellas, I do believe we're going to take a brief break. The new foes have been introduced, and they appear to be a bit more threatening than their compatriots that were fighting all beforehand.
Translated as, he just slapped my shit.
Yeah, he might be the king for a reason. But yeah, we're gonna run, take a quick bathroom break, something to drink, maybe some snacks. I recommend everybody who's viewing do the same. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Hoping to keep it on the shorter side, because I would like us to get all the way to the lizardfolk lair, assuming y'all survive. So we'll be back here shortly. Don't go anywhere.
What you mean, lizardfolk peaceful village?
And we're back. We're back in the middle of a fuckerino situation. So, and yes, the Oddox, I know I said don't, like, go get snacks, but don't leave. It was in the, like, don't leave the stream sense. All right, you don't gotta try to bully me like this.
Keep him on his toes. He deserves it.
Bro. All right, bet. I'm just going to take it out on y'all. Everybody's got a lot more health.
Bring it. This can't go wrong at all.
All right.
New.
Anywho, where we had left our heroes previous to the break, they had been on their way to the lizardfolk tribe within somewhere along the Dunwater, while being led by their allies Ashraku and Drazuk. They noticed, a couple of them noticed anyway, that they appeared to be being trailed just in time for Julian to blow any kind of surprise they had in the regard of their noticing by drawing his weapon. The ambush by these bullywugs immediately proceeded, and they have engaged in what at first seemed to be a pretty one-sided battle in their favor before the arrival of a king bullywug, as well as a couple of his, one attendant and a couple of guards. And
Frog Daddy.
Why? Banned. Disadvantage on all your attack rolls for the rest of this combat. By one attendant as well as a couple of extra guards, and the tide seems to have evened out after a swift but brutal round from the newly arriving forces. So, on that note, we're going to bring us to the top of our round with Ashraku, who most recently has been beckoned by Bart, who, as he is aware, is a very powerful shaman. And therefore, he's going to heed his words, leaving Ned, who is seen to be a fairly capable fighter, to handle this bullywug over here. Moving down over to you, incurring an attack of opportunity from that bullywug. But it missed. So a 12, quick spear stab out by that bullywug, but Ned kind of maneuvering to, like, jostling him to keep his attention on him, unsuccessfully misses his stab on Ashraku. Ashraku kind of, let's see, 5, 15, 20, 20, using kind of all of his movement to kind of get in front of you, Bart. He's going to look back at you and just kind of shrug, and then turn to face the enemy, leaving you to do whatever it seemed you beckoned him over here to do. Which will then bring us to Drazuk, who is directly in front of Ashraku, who's going to take another couple of attacks at this bullywug so that they don't have, he's not between him and the king. With a miss, and a miss. The bullywug, bolstered by the presence of his liege lord, as well as by whatever song was sung by the King Bullywug's attendant, easily parries and blocks the 2 strikes by Druzuk, which will now bring us on to Bart. You are muted, Quintanamo.
That I am. I am going to use my channel divinity to.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Skirt, Gloob. I don't know why I looked right past your name. You go after the lizardman. Gloob.
Oh, that's true.
Bart, you are on deck. I'm so sorry.
All right.
I just like went right over his name when I was looking at my initiative thing. It's my bad.
Oh, good. Did it look like? I'm trying to. No, I'm gonna go after the original target. I'm gonna spend a bonus action to disengage from this one right in front of me.
Okay. You do so.
And then get, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10. Wait, I'm sorry. I gotta figure out where I'm moving to. 5,
yeah, you're fine. So you're standing.
15.
I believe you were standing 1 square below that originally.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay. You are now positioned next to the bullywug, who was singing and is more fancily clad with his big floppy hat, of which you so desire.
You are no longer blessed.
Nope. What? Rip.
No longer blessed? Is it?
I would.
Does bless have a range, or is that the bond?
Bless has a range of 30 feet.
After cast?
I thought it still maintained after cast. They had to be within 30 feet.
I would double check. I thought you just had to cast it, and after that they could go where they would. But by all means.
I will use a D4. If I have both of them, I will use both D4s.
As long as for the bond, I believe as long as you are within 30 feet of somebody else who is blessed by the bond, you maintain it. Which I believe the other one is Jakob. So you are good on that one at least.
It doesn't say that it ends if you leave.
Yeah.
It just says you bless up to 3 creatures
so
within range.
You still also have bless.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
That's what I thought. I was about to say, oh shit.
I'll probably not need them, but I said I would roll them, so 28.
I think it hits, yeah.
Am I getting sneak attack on this one?
You do, as if I recall correctly, the way that the swashbuckler's ability works, as long as nobody is within 5 feet of you, you are good. So yes, you do.
Like to confirm.
Yep. No worries. I appreciate the consideration.
All right, so let's hit him for 11 plus 4, 15 points of piercing damage.
15 points. Whew! That's a bit of a stab. You once again snaking around his defenses of his shield and spear, get a solid stab right in his gut, dealing a considerable amount of damage and getting a croak of what is clearly pain from this bullywug. As he looks down at you and just kind of looks around at his guard and just kind of croaks angrily while kind of hunching forward a little bit over the 2 stabs you have delivered to his midsection.
All I'm gonna do to him is...
You gonna shush him? Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna shush him.
Okay. All right, and that will now bring us to Bart with Oceanus on deck.
All right. I am now going to use my channel divinity to do a bomb one piece, move up to my speed, and heal people for 2d6 plus 5 along my merry way. So I'll go, whoops, that's a ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hit both the lizard man, Oceanus,
Julian and still be within 5 feet, but also hit Jakob.
All right. So go ahead and roll that heal.
That is 13 to all of them.
13 to all of them.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that
Thank fuck.
came up.
Thank fuck.
And you said you hit. Okay, those guys didn't take damage. Both lizard men, players, and then Oceanus.
Everybody but Ned.
Yeah, everybody but Ned.
Everybody
Okay.
but Ned and Blue.
Gotcha. Druzok and Oceanus appear to appreciate it, but they don't appear any healthier than before. It's the thought that counts.
Hey. And then I'm going to move this 20 feet over and attack the king.
You're attacking the king?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll that attack.
Bart said, "Fuck the king."
Is a 15 hit?
I think just barely misses.
Oh shit! All right, that is my turn. I'm sending him aground.
Okay. So whooshes. Dude, big also appears to have pretty good reflex. Just reflexively ducks as the mace swings through the air that his head was just occupying. But you have now healed your allies for quite a chunk of HP.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well used. Channel Divinity. I'm trying to do this, but I can't do that while holding a pencil. I'm noticing.
Redeemed reward in chat.
Oh yeah? What we got here? Yeah, sorry fellas. I see that. Boy, that's something weird for lunch today. Oh my lord. Okay. Alright, noted. Got you. I got you, homie. But yeah, that is gonna bring us to Oceanus, who seeing his boy Gloob, I say his boy, seeing one of the men who saved him from captivity, or one of the fellows that saved him from captivity, getting behind enemy lines. Y'all seem to have the king in swarm, so he's gonna step up on this guy right here, going for a couple of quick stabs with his short sword, and oh Jesus fucking Christ, get that in a second. Other d20. There we go. That's one hit with his short sword, and if I recall correctly, I think that hit. Yep, that hits as well. So landing both of those for 6. Let me check that. His attack bonus 7, 2. For a very solid landing on him as he can come up behind him. Since the bullywug has kind of shifted its focus to you, Gloob. For what did I say? It's 9. Two solid hits. However, doesn't seem to put that particular bullywug off very much, outside of as his short sword sinks into him. Looks like it put a little undue pressure somewhere within him. He lets out a it's just chilling. But yeah, it would appear maybe these guys ate something a little bad for lunch before coming up upon their ambushing duties. But that will end Oceanus' turn. Bring us to Jakob. Julian, you're on deck.
All right. I am going to attempt to break the grapple using both D4s.
Okay, go ahead and roll that strength check for me. Or I mean your athletics. Good gracious.
Apparently, we're all throwing D20s around today.
Oh, good gracious.
Oh Jesus. Let's see. That's 7, 11. That might actually save me. You said athletics, so that it will be 17.
17. All right, you start wiggling your way around, and kind of as you throw up a shoulder, you're able to dislodge the toad's jaws from around you and drop back onto your feet, standing in front of it. However, that does cost your action.
I'm going to be action surgeon.
Okay. You now have an additional action.
I will be taking a big swing at the giant toad.
Big toad. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll that attack for me.
I don't get to use either D4, right?
You can use the bless, but you cannot use the emboldening bond D4.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, that is a 22.
22. That hits. Yeah. Roll your damage.
All right. On top of that, I'm also going to menacing attack with my D6.
Okay.
So that's wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay. And what's your DC?
Should be 16. 14.
14.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh wow.
Unlucky. So what's your total
Yeah,
damage?
it's really unlucky because I just hit that thing for 22 damage.
You hit it for 22 total?
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled 3 6s.
Wow. That's holy shit, Christopher. Okay.
Yeah.
22 damage. You just come up and just, after it has, you get out of the grass, bringing your sword overhead and slamming it down, it like cleaving deep into this thing, the meat of this thing's like upper shoulder and cutting a ways through, not quite hitting any bone for slicing it back out. I'm trying to think how would you flavor what's menacing about your attack, Christopher, while I do quick math.
I let out a mighty roar as I release my swing.
All right. You let out your mighty roar and as you slam into this thing and cleaving it deep into its flesh, it seems to recoil from you briefly before just shaking away your blade as you withdraw it from its flesh and like angrily ribbiting at you. As aggressive as a ribbit can sound, as you can imagine, like ribbit, pissed off frog, pissed off toad.
That'll teach you to bite me. That'll be it.
All right. Well done. That is going to bring us to Julian's turn. Julian, you have just been healed a mighty amount, considering how bad that dude just slapped the dog shit out of you. What would you like to do?
So laying in the mud, spattered in my own blood, I'm gonna slam my hand against the ground and send a curse through the water up this croaker right next to me.
Okay. The what?
That guy. That one.
Okay, so what are you doing exactly?
Cursing him. Hexblade's curse.
You're using Hexblade's curse? Okay. You have Hexblade's cursed him, manifesting as it has for some of your other things, which was, if I believe correctly, was a black kind of watery, fiery rune appeared before disappearing.
Yep. I'm going to scramble to my feet and take a swipe at him from legs up.
All right. That is costing half your movement to stand up. I'm going to go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right. That'll be a... And do I get the +4? Or plus 1d4?
Oh, you are blessed, so yes. You get 1d4.
That's a 3 plus 14 plus 6. Does a 23 hit?
I think it hits, yeah. Maybe,
Right.
just barely,
Just maybe.
Just maybe. Go ahead and roll that damage.
7, and he's cursed, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
13 damage?
Eat.
Okay. So as you're standing up, you swing your long sword up into him as it passes through the area, that surrounds its where the curse comes through, taking on a bit of like black energy, slamming into it, dealing 13 slashing damage, kind of up from like its hindquarters all the way up its back, even catching some of the back of its skull. You catch it and it slumps kind of forward a bit as it's facing Drazuk, pulling itself back up and pulling its shield back up in front of itself. Y'all are hitting like dumpster trucks in these last fucking round. Huh?
Not like dumpster trucks enough. Bro's still standing.
He is still standing. All right, is that be it for your turn?
Yeah, I got anything else? That's my bonus, my action. I ain't going anywhere, so.
Just imagine Julian just stab. What the
not. Go down. What are you doing?
This potion taking a lot of time to go down.
Good lord. What potion? Did you take a potion? What are you talking about? Willis?
No, a heal if he dies.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. You heal off your charisma modifier. I forgot. Yeah. So that is actually to bring it to his turn, which after lurching forward, is gonna look over its shoulder, seeing you, and also seeing the king, kind of jerk its head in your direction. It's gonna immediately turn and take a stab and a bite at you, Julian.
I swear to God, if this potion knocks me down.
Let me double check it's to hit. Oop, wrong guy. There we go. Does a 15 hit? No? Okay. So first stab, you're able to just kind of quickly like bat to the side with one hand before he comes in with his bite. I bet a 22 hits.
Nope. Yeah, 22 hits.
Coming in with a 22 to hit. Woo, that's a pretty good roll.
That's my snack.
Dealing 5 piercing damage to you as he kind of catches a bit of the side of your face as you kind of try to jerk to the side, taking some flesh off.
Bit.
Spicy potion.
Spicy potion. Spicy potion. You remember when you had that character that like ate the potions and then you took a bunch of damage later? This is like the reverse. You take the damage first and then you get to heal. Which is actually, that will bring us to his compatriot, who is now way off by himself, with his only opponent being Ned. He's going to take a quick 2 attacks at Ned, kind of hoping that this goes better than the rest of the time. Wow, and actually does do a lot better. His spear landing, but his bite, Ned catching it with the blade of his sword. Oh, wow, that was really good. Whoops, wrong page. Motherfucking, shit for damage, bro. You guys really don't do it. Okay, so Ned taking a bit of a stabbing, but most of the damage seeming to be soaked up by his newly acquired armor and catching the bite on the blade of his longsword. And that dude is then going to try to make a dash over here. I'm moving him, but he is going to take an AOP from Ned. God fucking damn it, Ned.
Now you know what we were all talking about.
I know y'all are talking about. He's supposed to do better now. 14 to hit, just doesn't quite. He catches like the wispy trail of his loincloth as this dude runs away, but doesn't quite catch him. He seems to be moving in to try to get in position to assist his fellows, which will then bring us to our big bullywug boy, who slapped the shit out of Julian and seems pretty content to continue doing so. He is coming at you, Julian, with another stab and bite combo.
Oh, god damn it.
Don't piss off royalty. However, incredibly lucky with this spear strike of a whopping 10 to attack. You slap it aside with your longsword, just kind of parrying it up above you as he comes in with the bite with another shitty roll of 12. Parry the spear and kind of jump to the side away from his bite.
Got my eye on him.
You're much more wary of his of what he can do now, which will end his turn, bring us to his toad, who's still pretty damned and determined to eat Jakob.
God damn it,
literally
Toad. I taught you this lesson.
No reason to attack anybody else.
You sound like that. Oh, damn it, Toad.
However, you also seem to be much more ready for this toad as it attacks you with a 15 to hit. Just like blocking its mouth like with either hand, just kind of like grabbing it by the top and bottom jaws, shoving it backwards away from yourself.
I'm going to be teaching this toad a lesson by riposting.
Oh, yeah? All right, roll the attack, man. Let's go. Show me those Battle Master maneuvers.
Do it. The D4.
Do I get both or just one?
You can actually have both because this isn't the same turn.
Okay. Nice.
16.
Say 16.
Yes.
It hits. All right, roll the damage for
I
me.
also want to say that 16 was coming from a 3. Because I rolled a 4 and a 3 on my d4s.
Nice. That would have been
Okay.
impressive because it's that you probably would have missed this thing somehow.
Let's see. God damn
Coming
it.
in clutch.
I've been rolling like absolute dog shit on the d4s, but let's see.
You don't have the d4s to damage.
12.
Keep that in mind.
No, d8, sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, whoa, hold on. How much damage did you get from the d4s on that 22? Okay, so 12 damage.
Yes.
Big D4s.
Going for a stab this time on this giant toad is that you shove it backwards and immediately go to stab it. You kind of get it in its mouth and it seems to shove up into the roof of its mouth. Yoink it back out and it recoils from you, but doesn't fall quite yet. It's not happy. It's looking kind of like it settles back down on all 4 of its legs, and it looks kind of wobbly. I say kind of. It looks pretty wobbly. Which will bring us to Fancy Hat. Looking over at you and seeing that his backup is kind of occupied, Gloob. He starts to do another one of those like warbling, songish sounding things that he was doing before. This one, however, instead of sounding more peaceful and rejuvenating, has much harsher tones and sharper just endings to its croaks and everything. I would like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 of you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me. And that's
Do I get to use my
also-
d4s?
you can't use I'm gonna say that counts as your reaction, so you guys get the bless, and Gloob, you could use both, because I'll say you like get one as a reaction as well, like you get one to use with your reaction for
And
the
then
emboldening
I
bond.
get one on my
Yeah, and
attack.
one
That's
for
fine.
your-
I will use both on this turn.
Okay, go right ahead. Roll for me.
Maybe did.
21.
You said we get the bless.
You get to add your
Mhm.
bless to the saving throw.
Thank fuck. A 14.
Okay, 14. Everybody remember
No,
your numbers
no,
for just
no.
a second. I'm having to
15.
roll for NPCs.
Okay.
Wisdom +2. Okay. All right. So, I heard a 21 from Jakub.
Mhm.
19.
19,
13.
18, 13. Okay, you all make your save. As
Wait,
does
seriously?
Oceanus.
Hallelujah.
As
I
does
thought a 13
Oceanus,
was-
however, Drozuk is not quite so lucky. You all... you all take 6 points of psychic damage.
The
Shit.
fuck?
I believe it
that-
is psychic damage. That's
So it was 12?
It was 12 before it was halved.
Okay.
So you all take 6 psychic damage. Is this one? Okay.
Rizik
And
was going
then
down.
and Drozuk takes the full 12. Poor buddy. But you like all of you is this sharp pain as his song fills the air, going through your skull. It seems like your force of will has managed to shrug off a good chunk of the damage, but that hurt like a bitch. And he is then, let's see. He's just gonna kind of pull up his shield, keeping his back to this giant toad, and just keeping his eyes on you, Gloob. Which that was him, bringing us down to that guy down there at the bottom that's kind of facing off with Oceanus, seeming to have received an order from Floppy Hat to come to his aid. He will do so, taking 2 steps over here, but not before taking an AOP from Oceanus, which misses, unfortunately.
Does he get one from me?
You already used your reaction to riposte the giant toad, so no.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. But yeah. Oh, whoops! And I almost forgot. I almost forgot to have Oceanus take damage. That would have been whoops. Okay. Oceanus looks like his head hurts pretty bad, so just takes a wild stab as his opponent moves away from him and missing. This bullywug coming up to support his ally is going to take a stab and a bite at you, Blue.
Like that?
Huh? Don't like that? Well, you might like this better. First attack is a 12 with the spear, which I assume misses. Followed by a 15 with his bite.
15 is my armor class.
15 hits. So as you juke the spear, but he comes in and clamps on your shoulder a bit with his bite, dealing 3 piercing damage. So not too terribly threatening, but every bit counts, right?
Is he immune to poison?
I don't think so.
It wouldn't be damaging poison anyways.
Right. Why not? I'll make him roll it. Fuck it. Because he did bite you, so. However, what's the save?
12.
12?
Yeah.
It looks like he kind of starts to recoil a little bit, but just kind of spits off to the side, and kind of baring his, like, little toad teeth, like they got a little at you.
Yeah, don't taste so good, do I, bitch?
Which is going to end this rant. That was going to bring us back to the top. I'm sorry. It does not end shit. Brings us back to the top of the initiative. With Oshraku, who is now feeling way better than he was a minute ago. Like you saw, like where he had that big chunk of flesh ripped out of him, seems to like kind of covered over with thick scar tissue. As he moves himself up to and is going to attempt to reduce the number of enemies you have surrounding you, Jakob. Is taking 2 attacks at the bullywug above you.
Right.
Fucking damn it. Come on, guys. His club swinging wide, and the bullywug managed to just kind of shrug off the blow. However, this very consistent strategy appears to be working as his spike shield comes in and lands a hit on this guy for a 19 to hit. If that's plus 2, 5 damage. Kind of gashing him up a bit, but not seeming to do really much permanent damage to him. All right, it's going to end Oshraku's turn, bringing us down to Druzuk, who is going to similarly trying to reduce the number of ads for you guys. These guys are seasoned raiders, taking his 2 attacks at the guy in front of him with a hit and a hit. As he comes in for a spike shield stab, followed by a bite, doing 3, 4. God fucking damn it. 7. And that was this guy. Okay. However, seems to be just enough as he stabs him in the kind of in the side as he had turned to face you. As he had turned to face you, Julian, before biting him and snapping his, like, grabbing him by the back of the neck and just kind of jerking his head to the one side as you hear an audible just like and drop, like, kind of flinging him to the ground. That bullywug is very dead, and he just takes a step forward, like snarling at the bullywug king.
I will grin sharkily as the black energy siphons off of his corpse and into me.
Okay, you don't have to land the killing blow, correct?
Nope, they just have to die.
Okay, wonderful. Alrighty. And that brings their turn and brings us to your turn, Gloob. What would you like to do, buddy?
I would like to bonus action disengage from the one that just walked up to me, acting as if I'm running away.
Okay.
From this horrible sound and everything, and then when I get to right there, I would like to just full stop, pivot, and then try to hit this guy in his open singing mouth in that fucking tune.
All right, go ahead. Take the attack for me.
That's a natural 18.
I think it'll hit.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Max damage on the D8, so 8, 11. 11 plus 5, 16 plus 4, 20 points of piercing damage.
Holy shit. You stabbed the balls out of this dude. And as you say, so shall it be.
They got balls in their throat.
Maybe that's where his lovely singing voice comes from, Jones. Don't mock other people. Mr. I'm a frog person who can't swim, apparently.
I can now.
Only through magical means.
You got to cut him down at his highest moment.
But you kind of step around like you're getting ready to flee before immediately turning a hard pivot, lunging out at this guy with his mouth open, and it shoves up through his mouth and kind of up through part of his jaw, seeming to catch kind of on his cheekbone before you whip it back out, and he just crumples over momentarily, holding one hand like grasps his mouth as he stands back up, and just absolute rage filling this thing's eyes.
What? God damn it!
Indeed. He is like, blood is like pouring out past the hand that is holding his mouth. You hurt him really bad. That will, however, bring us to Bart.
Well, seeing my buddies over here getting 2v1, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon up in the air a little bit to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces over there. And bonk
it can only
Mr.
move
Sing.
20 feet, correct?
Correct.
It would have to go up to get over the toad. It can't just sit in its space.
Right.
So even if it could it could move around, but that means it would have to go 5 feet up, and then you could only move 15 feet forwards.
Okay, will that be fine right there to hit it then?
The closest you could get is one of these two squares. Because if you go 5 feet from here, 5, 10, 15, 15. So you'd be in one of these two squares back here. So it's not quite within striking distance of the fancy hat.
All right, I will instead put it, I guess, off to the side right there and try to hit the big toad with it.
Okay, make the attack roll for me.
That is 13 plus 7.
Roll your damage.
9.
9. It's been lancing out as it strikes, correct? Kind of the pommel.
Yeah, just poking it.
It comes rushing out and poking at it and goes in through the left side of its eye, like punching in to its head before kind of pulling back out, pulling like what's left of its eye and some brain matter out the side, as it just kind of, as it was like, it was up a little bit, it wasn't like standing up, but it just kind of, its body settles onto the ground.
All right.
Giant toad is dead.
Do I have line of sight on Hat Guy? If I move right there, would I?
I would say you, regardless of either of those ways, you can kind of see him sticking around the edge. Like if you were making a ranged attack, he would have like half cover, but
okay,
he doesn't have full.
I would like him to make a wisdom save.
Okay. Going for the Toll of the Dead.
Indeed.
Alrighty. Let me see what his bonus is to that save.
Fail it. I rolled 11. Fail it.
Nope. Yeah, he fails it with a 5.
Yeah, take 11.
Takes 11 points of damage. All right. Once again, as your bell tolls through the air, the blood that you can see kind of pouring from its mouth, Gloob, as that's where just a bunch of blood seems to be coming out. It just kind of seems to turn like a darker oozing color as it slows down, but it starts to completely like spill out past its hand. It just kind of slowly like looks at its hand full of blood and just face plants in front of you.
Rolling a perception check to see if I saw Bart cast that spell or not. Got an 11.
Do you have somatic components to Toll the Dead? You said you had an 11, right?
Yeah.
Toll the Dead is verbal and somatic.
Yeah, verbal and somatic components. I'll say, though you don't have line of sight on him, Gloob, the bell tolling through the air at this point is familiar enough that you go, "Oh, Bart!" As it keels over and dies.
Peek my head around, not just say, "That one was mine."
Well, the big frog was mine.
Bart, you bastard! Bart, you killed them, you bastard! Look at Bart with the 2-for-1 special in one round.
Double kill.
Alright. That wraps up Bart's turn. Bring us to Oceanus, because Oceanus somehow managed to be the only NPC, aside from the Lizardmen, to roll better than you guys. Or some of you, anyway. Y'all seem to have things kind of pretty under control down here. Taking 2 steps to kind of, to follow his quarry up top. You can make another short sword and dagger attack at him. Fucking damn it, Oceanus. Short sword seemed to kind of get caught in the side of the toad, which prevents him from getting a full extension of his arm with his dagger. Missing both attacks. God fucking damn it. That will be his turn, unfortunately. Which will bring us to Jakob. Julian, you are on deck.
Alright. I'm swinging my very large sword at the crown-wearing frog, rolling my 2d4.
Alright. Roll that attack for me.
Well, let's see. Natural 1. Does a 12 hit?
It does not. Unfortunately, you come to cleave down at him, and he just kind of spins around. As you get your full force behind it, and just smacks the side of your blade with his shield, just sending it veering off course and slamming into the mud.
God damn it, Jakob. That is going to be it.
Okay. All right, that brings us to Julian. What you doing, buddy? You got a nice little from that one guy dying.
Gave him the slurp.
Oh God, no! Please, let's not make that a thing. Oh no!
Looking like
if that's the audio that plays when
I don't like Julian anymore.
Jesus, that ability goes off and we all just hear.
Y'all look over and he's just doing like a face like he's slurping up some noodles. He's like.
He's over there, lady, and in the trampo little lizard man.
Big slurp.
I'm gonna stab the frog.
Okay, make an attack on the king.
Try not to slurp this one.
Do I get my D4?
Yeah, you get the D4. Bless applies to everything more or less.
16, 22, 23. I got a 1 on the D4.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Woo. 11.
11 damage?
Yep. Oh my god.
You're laughing so hard that you actually miss. But no, you managed to come in with a stab as he's knocking aside Jakob's great sword and managed to get a solid furrow cutting across the side of his ribs, revealing like a solid chunk of muscle and art, like all the fun stuff. You may see like a little bit of a rib bone in there. Alright, is that be it for your turn?
I have no more resources. I have spent all of my stuff.
Okay. It is gonna bring us. What's that?
Go ahead. Nothing.
I was
Go
gonna say
ahead.
that's gonna bring us to their turns. First of all, is the dude who fled. He did a runner to get away from Ned. Is gonna come up here to try to get those that are on like near his king off his back, taking 2 attacks at I believe that is Oshraku at this juncture. Oh, fuck me sideways. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
I will go ahead and roll the second attack, I guess.
Um,
Followed by a 12 though,
is-
so the second attack doesn't hit.
Is the king a medium creature?
Yeah. Like I said, he's much larger than all the others, but not big enough to like make him a size category up. Oh shit. For what was their bonus to damage? As he gets a giant stab on Oshraku, who seemed to be very intent on coming and trying to relieve Jakob of some of the pressure that was upon him. A very large stab comes in, piercing kind of straight through, like up in his collarbone and jutting out the side of his back, before coming in with a bite that he just kind of shoves him away from him. Looking a bit rough again, old Oshraku. Which is it for that guy's turn, which brings us to the king, who's looking around. He's starting to get a bit surrounded, before his eyes settle on Druzak in front of him, who seems to be looking the worse for wear compared to the others around him, making both of his attacks against him, which I can't remember if that hits. Wow, that's a lucky fucking lizard. The spear comes slamming in at him. It just, Druzak takes it directly on the shield, almost shoving him off of his feet, but doesn't appear to take any damage. But the bite is now quickly following up. Just this one is taking it, just use the momentum to duck away, and neither attack landing on Druzak. Okay, not in a great spot right about now. That guy's dead, that guy's dead. Dude who's over by you, Gloob, sees his charge murdered. Glances over his shoulder. Best bet is now to make his way back to his king, going for 2 attacks on Oceanus to force his way back through. Crits him.
Is that another net?
Ian says, "You don't like these NPCs? I'll make them dead."
I like Oceanus.
Anymore.
Luckily for Oceanus, he rolled really bad on the damage. But he is going to follow up with a bite attack. That misses.
Another crit.
Fuck me, dude. I would shit. Oceanus, after that spear attack, just bleeding like heavily from a wound in his stomach area, but manages to kind of interpose his blades between himself and the frog's mouth, or toad's mouth, I'm sorry. My bad. The toad, however, is going to take his movement anyway.
I feel like this is the point to where Gloob just looks across the battlefield and just sees Ned standing out there doing nothing, like, what the fuck?
But Oceanus will get an AOP. Finally fucking hitting something.
What happens?
That's fucked up. Hits him with a 25 this time, thank God.
Ooh.
Like loudly exclaiming to himself in not a language any of you guys speak, very much, however, clearly cursing up a storm. Here we go, Oceanus. 6, 8. Bonus to damage. Go. There we go. Just lashing out with his the dismembered spearhead, stabbing into this thing, and really doing a number on it. It staggers away from him, not quite dead, but like actively trailing blood as it makes its way to it is where it is currently standing next to you, Bart, kind of doing his best to kind of start menacing you while kind of holding one side and limping a bit. Which brings us to our last guy that's standing up above, who is gonna pivot and make his 2 attacks against Oshraku, who has been made to be the weaker target to get off of the king's back. With a 20 to hit with his spear. Just shanking the hell out of Oshraku before going in for a follow-up bite that Oshraku is not letting land. But it's very, very like a desperation. Like he's throwing kind of the last of the strength he's got on the battlefield into fending off this bite from that bullywug, which will actually bring us to his turn. In a bad spot right about now. Taking into the situation into account, the bullywug directly above him is much more injured than the others, and for his own safety, he is going to take both of his attacks at that guy, or at least as of right now, he's going to take both attacks at that guy. God damn it. Fortunately, as he whips around with his club, he misses, following up with his bite, which is fucking crit. There's a natural 20 in y'all's favor. Let's see. Okay. Staggering from blood loss and just general pain, he's able to get a hold of the bullywug, but he can't get a solid grip on him. Like he lashes in with his mouth and gets a bite on just like, they don't really have ears, but where their ears would be, he kind of like goes in and gets it by the side and just rips the skin off of the side of its face, screaming a bit in its pain, but hanging in there. Obviously, both Oshraku and this bullywug just breathing heavily, blood flowing from their various wounds from this fight. Which brings us to Druzok, who has not a ton of options here. Actually, let's see. Let's leave it up to the dice. Somebody call high-low for me.
Hi.
High? Okay. Looking between the king and over at Oshraku, who is just gasping for breath. Druzok dashes up to this square right above him, coming in to attack the bullywug above of Oshraku. With a 16 to hit. Let's see. As his club comes crashing down for max damage, hitting like right on the crown of its head, crushing its skull almost down into its torso, forcing its body to the ground with the swing. He finishes off that bullywug on top.
That's fucking gruesome.
These are some warlike people for immediately pivoting and jamming his spiked shield towards the king bullywug with a 20 to hit, also landing, but not quite for his impressive damage, but stabbing into the like the meat of the king's like kind of bicep, definitely causing him some pain as he lets out more of a roar than a croak. Which will end Druzok's turn, bringing us to Gloob.
Question: where is Ned in that order?
I skipped him because whoops, y'all were talking shit about him. It made me forget that he was all the way up there.
He's so sad. He just skipped the turn.
Unfortunately,
he's like, fuck y'all.
That puts Ned here because he was trying to catch up to the guy that ran away from him, but couldn't quite make it before he got murdered. But he's here and he's in that area now. Actually, you know what? Ned dashes to here. This is a bush, so I'm gonna say he's kind of like crushing it a bit underfoot as he gets into that square. But yeah, Ned is now in the business, as it were. Now bringing it to Gloob.
Can I, Dukes of Hazzard, slide across this dead frog's body here to this space over here next to the king?
You can certainly try. Roll an acrobatics check for me.
Bet.
Jesus Christ.
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4.
Please don't nut one.
It's a 2.
I did not.
You can add D4s to that.
24.
24? No
You're
problem.
fine.
You kind of take your one step to get yourself in kind of miniature froggy hop up onto where the top of it is, because it is the frog, even dead and like collapsed onto his stomach, is still taller than you. You like hop up, but use your left hand to kind of vault your way sideways, and you go skidding across the top of it as it slopes back down, landing and kind of having to like shimmying your way between Jakob and Bart, finding yourself sure-footed in that square.
Oh, before I do that, can I get a free action to grab the hat off the guy?
Sure. You snag the hat off of his corpse, like Indiana Jones style, you know, when he's like reaching up under, you just snatch it as you go to jump.
Snatch the hat on the head, slide across the frog's body, and then gonna try to stab the king.
All right, go right ahead. Roll that attack roll. Y'all are all like, man, imagine if I had somebody who could cast Fireball right now. You're all right there. It'd be perfect.
This is true. Crown for a king.
Crown fit for a king.
That's a lot. Wait, I don't get both of them. I added bless to the other one, right? I get 2d4 on the attack.
Right. You can if you would like.
I use both of them. 3. Plus 6, 29.
I think it hits. Roll your damage.
Nah. Just misses.
I think he's engaged.
You think so?
I think he's engaged.
What would make you think that? He's got like a whole open space off to his right. There's just a corpse on the ground there. Like, that's not that big of a deal.
13 plus 4 for 17 points of piercing damage.
17?
Yes.
All right. Good gracious, I need a better eraser. This shit is messy looking. You come sliding across, hopping, and just your presence. You got over there so fast, and in such an unconventional method. He didn't really have time to register that you were over there yet, as you just stab inwards, kind of getting him up under his shoulder and like stabbing kind of into his like through in between his ribs and into like his guts up there, whipping your rapier back out. He grunts and just pulling an arm in instinctively over his side to cover the wound. kind of looking over you, one froggy shoulder or toady shoulder.
That is gonna be Gloob's eyes kind of trace up the Toad King, and then his eyes land on the crown. His mouth opens up a little bit. That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Oh no.
Oh man. All right.
All
That brings
right.
us to Bart.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do a nice run at this king. I see Gloob kind of slide over me, so I'll kind of put up my shield so that he has a little step hop down to the ground on top of me, and while I'm sort of dashing forward to go underneath the king's feet, taking an attack of opportunity from the dude below me, and then swinging around to the right.
Okay.
And
That's a crit. Again.
okay. Fuck these.
I don't know what's up.
opportun-
I don't know what's up with these
motherfuckers.
dudes. They can't roll worth a shit. Like a lot of time, it's either like they miss or they fucking crit somebody. God damn, dude. That's 13 points of piercing damage.
13 points. I'm fine. Like, just
Right.
fine.
What the fuck was that?
I got
Okay.
3 HP. We're good.
I really
And
wish
I'm-
I could say I was fudging rolls, but I'm not.
And I'm going to pump a heal into Oshraku.
You're
For cure
you're
wounds.
doing a cure wounds into Oshraku? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're-
That's 7 plus 5, so 12 points of damage on him, or 12 points of healing, excuse me.
I'm
Not killing him. 12 points of healing.
That's a way to go with those diplomacy skills, Bart.
And
All right.
then the spiritual weapon is going to try and whap this guy in front of Ned.
Okay. Roll the attack roll.
That is 16 plus 7.
I think it hits.
8 points total.
8 points of damage total. And that is this guy. Okay. A nice meaty thwack across. Is it? You like that? Slamming into the back of this particular bullywug's cranium, knocking his head forward, like leaving a big, like you can already see the goose egg welling up on the back of his head. But he's not dead yet. So, will that be it for your turn, Bart?
That is it.
All right. That brings us to Oceanus. I don't know why I want him to be after Jakob and Julian, but he isn't. Dude feels like he's just sitting here running back and forth, steps over here to, oh god, kind of be in this dude's way as much as possible, taking a couple attacks at him. God fucking damn it. Missing with his short sword, however, landing with his dagger. He's dealing carving a decent chunk out of his flesh. That bullywug is also doing his heavy toad pant back there. And starting to look at his king and kind of glancing over his shoulder a little bit. But that will be Oceanus' turn. That will bring us to Jakob and Julian on deck.
These two guys that are in the pack of us have to be looking at each other like the fucking troupe of musicians on the fucking Titanic.
They're not having a good time right about now.
How is the king looking?
Bleeding heavily from multiple like slices and stabs. He's not looking great.
Can you imagine being a raider that goes to ambush someone and then just absolutely getting your shit crushed?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine these guys can imagine.
So, 28.
That is against the king, correct?
Yes, sorry. Okay, that is...
Oh shit, sorry. I should have rolled a concentration correct for that.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
I should have
We're
rolled
good.
as well. You were good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
That is 11.
11 damage?
Mhm.
Okay. He definitely seems like he's slowing down as you go in, this time coming from the side. Tries to once again just kind of like swat your blade from the air, but just can't seem to quite get there in time as you just carve a bloody furrow across, like starting at his ribs on one side, going all the way across his back, flicking like toad blood into the air. He's like hunching over, and like you can see his like the muscles straining and tensing, having a hard time keeping himself standing.
All right, that will be the end of my turn.
Brings us to Julian.
I'll stick him with the pointy end. That's all I really can do.
Makes sense.
12 plus 3, 15, 21.
Hits. Roll damage.
Man, this plus 1d4 is pretty fucking choice. 6 plus 5, 11 damage again.
11 damage. How would you like him to die?
Hell yeah.
Fucking finally. I'd like him to die. And be dead. So he turns to face each new attacker, kind of rotating around. He turns to face Jakob. Gonna dart in and just drive it hilt first into the center of his back. Press it a few times and just push him over.
Alright. As you say, so shall it be. He's turning, trying desperately to fend off attacks and to keep his eye on all the attackers that are surrounding him in this instance. He turns, tries to swat Jakob's blade. You lunge in, ramming into the furrow that Jakob had actually just left in his back, just making it all that much easier to pierce through, and it goes through. And those that are on the other side, y'all see that just like not much, but about half, like maybe 4 to 5 inches of Julian's sword come jutting out of this Bullywug King's chest as it croaks quietly, just and falls as you kind of like, whoa. He's a big
How
bitch.
long were you holding on to that one, Ian?
What's up?
Croaking.
Don't ask questions. A magician does not reveal his secrets. And the Bullywug King has fallen. Which ends Julian's turn.
Long live the...
Man, that leaves it up to those last two guys.
Wait.
What's up?
I'm your king now.
They don't speak common. Jokes on you.
Damn, it was worth a try.
So the one that's below Oceanus sees the king die, immediately tries to turn and bolt, which would trigger AOPs from both Oceanus and Gloob.
Oh shit!
Everybody's throwing them d20s.
I just missed. I just missed the whole fucking table. Like I rolled and it just.
You got a good excuse.
Oh wait.
Oh, whoops.
Oh no, that's not gonna hit for me. That's a miss.
Well, that's good. And well, I say not that's good, but it's good then that Oceanus didn't. With a 20 to hit, you were focusing on the king and you heard like a noise as this toad tried to pivot away. You tried to like quickly turn and jab, not quite being able to get it. But Oceanus kind of takes like a hop forward, slamming the head of his the spearhead that used to be a spear and is now functioning as a short sword, just slamming it into the back, like upper, in between its shoulder blades, through the front, yanking it back out as it falls lifeless onto the muddy dirt floor. Last guy kind of doesn't have anywhere to go. So,
You should try to run away too.
I think so. He's kind of stuck is the problem. So He's gonna
He
try
could
to take.
jump over.
He may try. We'll see. He takes 2 attacks at Oshraku, who in front of him, who has appeared to be the weakest link as of yet. With a miss on the first attack. Oh Jesus! Two throwing it too hard, and a miss on the second. Just desperation overcoming this bullywug as it tries to take 1 attack, a bite. Also tries to flee. Trying to like squeeze its way, hopping up through this area, triggering AOPs from Ned, Oshraku, and Jakob.
Do I get 2d4?
This is a separate. This is your reaction, so yes, bless applies to everything, and as a reaction, you can't apply it once.
Can I have
26.
a TOP?
Huh?
Can I have a TOP?
A what?
Tentacle of Opportunity?
No. Yeah, you can crack. Oshraku.
I mean, isn't every tentacle a tentacle of opportunity?
Fucking hell. I hope you hit because both the NPCs missed.
Yeah, I hit with 26.
Alex's reaction is the best.
12 damage.
12 damage. You cut into him, and just a deep blow across his back, but doesn't quite fall as he makes it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's making it just off the map, but y'all can still see him. God knows where he is going. I will, however... That actually brings us back to the top of initiative order. We're gonna do a quickie here. Oh God, that's a line. Oshraku taking several steps forward, whipping out one of his javelins, just hurling it at the back of this thing as it runs away. Landing a hit for fucking once. Almost max damage, just spears it through its, like, cutting through its spine and sticking out its stomach as it takes a few, like, stumbling steps forward and falls dead. And that's all of them! Yay! Good job.
I bet he's super wishing.
Hey!
This one's dead? Okay.
Yeah, they're all dead. That one, the AOP you missed, Oceanus landed and rolled really well, and his damage, like, killed the fuck out of it.
Nice.
So, several people breathing incredibly heavily. Oshraku, Druzok, and Ned's actually pretty alright. He looks like he's bleeding a little bit, but he's okay. Oceanus, on the other hand, pretty fucked up. Like, he's breathing heavily, just gasping for breath. It looks like it took all he had to land a hit on that thing as it tried to run away.
Well, let's Jakob, you should ask those lizard folk where's the best place to take a sit down, cause might want to need a minute.
I'm gonna say that to them, but I'm gonna say that they look very fine, but we need a moment to sit down.
They do not look fine.
Well, I'm not gonna call
He's
the
learning.
fucking warriors cowards by being like, "Oh, you need to go sit down. You look bad."
Okay, I got you.
You
Being
don't like
tactical.
shit, bro.
He's being tactical. I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna bother drawing my sword out of the king. Just gonna unmanifest it
Okay.
and then cough up a bunch of blood.
Yeah, you're feeling rough. That dude, that one hit, that 1-2 combo he got on you, you got healed. Man, do you hurt right now. You are very, like, you can feel like something might have been cracked before you got healed by Bart, but it's still very bruised.
I kept getting hit, so it was like wounded, healed, wounded, healed, wounded.
It'd be like that. Jakob, you call that out to the 2 lizardmen. Oshraku had gone walking forward and yoinking his javelin out of yonder bullywug on his way back. He hears you calling out, and he and Druzok kind of make eye contact, and both of them, like, almost at the exact same time, kind of incline their heads to one another. It seems like a bit like being in combat together once again kind of has reignited a bit of their camaraderie. Before Ashraku turns to you and is responding. Well, we are still a bit off. We could make it to the tribe in about another hour or so if we push hard. However, about a 5-minute walk farther down the river, there should be a bit of a shielded clearing where we could rest for a little bit.
All right.
He looks like he needs it. Pointing at
does.
Julian as he coughs up blood. Myself and Drusok could use it as well. We are a bit winded. After that
All
encounter.
right.
Winded.
We should move quickly.
Definitely gonna pick up the king's crown and hand it to Gloob. Say a crown for a king.
Crown fit for a king. Foreshadowing. Perhaps, maybe, I don't know. Of what kind? You
You're just gonna have a crown on top of a hat.
The only issue being the crown is like closing in on being as wide as the brim of the hat. And so you put that toad was much larger than you.
What
So
are those
it's
things that
sitting
like
down and just kinda-
beauty pageant women wear like across
Like a
the chest, like ribbons? Yeah, he just wears it like a sash.
It's just about big enough. It'd be kind of awkward because it'd be like up in your armpit, but I mean, you could do it if you really wanted to.
Do we want to do a quick search of the area of the bodies before we
No.
go?
I can if the rest of you want to take a breather. For once, I didn't get my ass kicked, so
I'm feeling pretty fresh as well. I can help them with that.
Oceanus is sitting there like, they could really use a sit down. He's kind of like putting his hand up against like dagger still in hand, just kind of leaning against that tree over there, like, oh, they hit me really hard.
Yeah, I'll help Oceanus along. I won't really be able to like support him from the standpoint of like leaning against him, but I'll just kind of like hold my shield up so that he can just sort of like keep a hand steady on it.
He gratefully accepts, like he as best he can sheathes his weapons and just kind of like holding on to the edge of your shield to steady himself.
Yeah,
a walking stick over here.
Ned, how are you feeling?
You wouldn't
You
probably
do,
his walking stick, would you?
You seem to have been up there for a little bit.
Ned looks over at you and looks all the way back at where he had to run from and goes, yeah. Wasn't really expecting that many reinforcements to come in from that side.
You think you'll be able to help us search?
He's looking at all the wounded and like, I mean, is that really a good idea right now?
Just go ahead and do it, Ned. We got to get the hell out of here.
Okay, well, I mean, y'all should go ahead and start moving though.
I am moving while saying that.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like,
sheathing his sword and goes and starts to rapidly like rummage, like he's flopping these things over and just like very, very circumspect, not like in depth searching these things. If anybody else is searching, roll an investigation check for me.
you got this, Gloob. All the platinum, thousands of gold.
got like +1 to this check. Oh wait,
Does bless apply to ability checks?
Yeah, it does.
So you get to apply bless.
The blessed corpse search.
Indeed.
That's a 9 from a 2.
Okay. And Gloob?
12.
12?
You can actually use emboldening bond as well.
If you both want to add an additional d4 to your roll.
I already did both.
Oh.
Because I've used emboldening bone for ability checks before.
Okay.
15.
9 and a 15. Okay. Jakob, you and Ned are kind of both doing a very similar thing where you're like flipping the bodies over very rapidly, and if you're not seeing anything worth of value, you're immediately stepping to the next one. Gloob, you're doing a bit more like rummaging around, seeing if they have any pouches or pockets or anything on what little they have, like underneath their armor or something. Even despite that, you don't find a ton. There do not appear to be any gold pouches on any of these guys. Mostly you're finding the weapons that were on each of them. And it looks like the most valuable things they had on them is the like necklaces and the like the shells and beaded bracelets and stuff that are on both the floppy hat and the king.
So just various tribal jewelry.
Tribal jewelry, yeah. That is how I would label that, as various tribal jewelry.
You did mention one other thing that I would like to take as well, and that is the conch shell.
Oh, yep. And I'm sorry, he did have, like you said, he had like a conch shell like stringed along. Okay, yeah, sure. You are able to grab that. When you take it, and I would say just based off of your investigation check, is you like take it off. It doesn't look very functional. It looks mostly like you as like upon closer inspection after you get it, it looks like some carefully like engraved things were on it, similar in like some of the shell jewelry, but they're able to do more of it on this because it was bigger and thicker. Kind of get the feeling it was more of like a status symbol among the other bullywugs than anything else.
Sick.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Or more of these things show up.
For those of you that are not heavily wounded and stayed back to do a quick search, not particularly hard for y'all to catch up to the lizard folk as well as your wounded companions as they kind of are limping along. As they said, about 5 minutes away, y'all come up on, it's not exactly a grove, but there are several trees that are growing closer together, as well as some underbrush and other such things that kind of clog up most of the gaps, as well as some like ivy and things that kind of come from between the tree branches that seem to block most of the line of sight once you get inside of here. After y'all arrive, Ashraku, looking over his shoulder at you, Jakob, just kind of go, "This is going to be the best thing until we get to the tribe. I would not recommend resting here long."
Well, let's
Just
see what we can do for the wounded.
Of course.
Don't worry, we won't rest here long. It'll be a short rest.
He still doesn't understand common, so.
Oh.
I wasn't doing the voice.
Never mind.
Anywho, so is that what you guys are wishing to do? Is take a quick short rest while you're here?
Mm-hmm.
You are muted. Kent.
I'm gonna pop off one of my spells to do a quick Goodberry and let everyone who has damage at least heal 1 point of damage so that they're not like profusely bleeding through a bunch of their wounds. So that's both the lizard people, Oceanus. Mm-hmm. Did Ned take any damage?
He did. He took a little bit of damage, but I mean, throughout the rest, he seems to be looking pretty all right. Like he takes a quick breather, and I mean he didn't seem seriously injured.
I'll give 1 to everybody and 2 to me. And who else is really messed up?
Oceanus is probably the most messed up person in the group.
Sure.
Okay, you gave 2 to Oceanus.
Yeah, and 2 to me.
I got you. As you do that, Ned kind of seeing how fucked up Oceanus is as he's sitting there, like looks at it, contemplates eating it, but it goes, and starts speaking Elvish to Oceanus briefly. Which, does anybody else speak Elvish? Nope.
I don't think so. No.
Just some
negatory.
quick rapid fire Elvish that even if none of you speak, it's fairly familiar just to hear it. And before holding out his hand and offering the Goodberry that you gave him, Bart, out to him, and Oceanus takes it before giving what is obviously thanks, also in Elvish, before popping it in his mouth.
Burn 2 HD just as a heads up.
That's fine. That is 100% on y'all to keep track of. So
I have a
burn
quick
whatever HD you would like. Yes.
About short rest and HD. Do you have to declare how many HD you're burning ahead of time? Or
No,
do you
can just keep going until you can burn as many as you like. Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought you had to choose, and then what you roll is what you roll.
I have checked that in the
That's
past.
so fun.
Yep, you can just keep going.
But yeah, because I rolled max on that first roll. I was like, oh, that puts me back up to max hit points. I planned on using 2 though.
Oh, man. All right, there we go. So we're gonna just swap us back over here. So as I said, without issue, y'all are able to take that short rest. All of your fairly on edge, however, passes without incident. I assume after y'all's short rest, you are planning to continue.
Yes.
Okay. Bit of back and forth. Both the lizardmen, take a moment before y'all head out to take a listen. But most seem pretty sure that they're in the clear. And now let us move quickly. Get to the tribe before nightfall. Well before nightfall. Before setting off once again, leading you guys along. You'll make it through the last hour of your journey without further incident. Approaching, as you guys approach, the Oshraku kind of holds out a hand to you all and follow a little farther behind, just in case. It's better if they see us well before they see any of you. But stay within sight.
That makes sense. I'll transmit the same thing to everybody else.
All right. Well, let's hope we're not all about to get eaten.
So, both Druzok and Oshraku been taking steps forward. Anybody who would care to notice, they seem to be more or less on good terms again with Druzok hanging like a half step behind Oshraku on one of his sides.
Murder, good friendship bond.
As they move forward, and after about 30 feet, they kind of Oshraku looks over one shoulder and kind of gestures for y'all to follow, kind of keeping that same distance. A few minutes after that, y'all make your way up to what appears to be a slightly covered entrance to a cave, like kind of cave entrance looking deal with some ivy and other such plant matter, making it a little more obscured, but at this close, fairly easy to tell that it's an entrance. And as you guys can see that, Oshraku and Druzuk are making their approach, and you see a couple of lizard folk, of other lizard folk, kind of almost melt out of the shadows and foliage surrounding the entrance, and challenge, like kind of making a clear challenge to them. If you'd like to make a perception check, real quick, Jakob, if you wanted to see if you can hear what they're saying.
I would like to. Am I still blessed and emboldened?
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, it's 4 hours later.
It's been a couple. It's been about 2 hours. So, but no, yeah, it's definitely gone.
That's gonna be an 11.
11. You can't quite tell. You're not super far away, and you catch a few snippets of like allies and Swagan, and just a few individual words. Not really anything that you can piece together an entire conversation about. Kind of in the middle of the conversation, the two guards kind of lean around the two that you know and kind of take a look at you guys, squinting and just taking a few beats as they just look at all of you before leaning back in front of them and another flurry of draconic exchange. But after about 5 minutes probably of discussion, Oshraku turns around and waves you forward as you approach.
Can I do another perception check, see if I see how many are, like, if there's any more hidden?
Yeah, anybody who would like to look around for more hidden enemies may go ahead and do so.
That's a 7.
23.
23.
12 plus 3, 15.
15. Okay. You want to roll, Julian, or no?
Yep, I'm rolling. 17.
So everybody but let me include the NPCs. Everybody but the NPCs and Jakob. You do look around and notice definitely aren't the only two. You can see probably in the realm those who rolled below a 15. Can't really get an exact number on them. There's a handful. Probably from what you can tell. Gloob and Bart get the sense that there's anywhere from like 7 to 10 more lizard folk hiding out here.
All right. Throwing a party, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
let's head inside.
as y'all approach, Shraku, as you close into not having to yell, they have agreed that you will be allowed to enter. There will be an initial meeting with the Queen. And what will be done with you shall be determined from there.
All right, thank you.
Try hard to prove your good intentions.
We will.
And they, both Druzak and Ashraku, begin making their way through. You all trailing behind, both of the guards kind of stepping aside and waiting as you all pass through. Kind of bringing up the rear, Ned, as he walks past both cards, lets out a little and kind of pauses for a half second, and both the guards like glare over at him. He just kind of scurries to catch up.
That's
to you
disgusting.
guys.
Ned. Disgusting. I can't believe you. How rude.
Ned, we need to maintain an air of a, somewhat presentable folk here.
He just kind of looks at you guys. It's like, okay, come on, you guys can't tell me that you're like at least a little bit nervous.
Why would I be nervous?
Exactly.
We are
You
walking
can't let
into a
them see
lizard
that.
folk lair.
You gotta make them feel like or you gotta make them see you as someone who just belongs here. Like this is just a day of the week for you. You do this all the time. Dragons, not a big deal. Lizard man, yeah, whatever. It's not a big deal at all.
I'll look him dead in the face and I'll say,
Besides, we're not the ones that should be nervous.
Whichever one of you wants to make a persuasion check with advantage, go ahead.
That's not gonna be me.
A persuasion check with advantage?
Yeah. Unless you just both want to roll individually.
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah!
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That'll be a 21.
21?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, combination of more reassuring talk from Bart, and then the attempt to like hype up from Julian. Ned takes a few calming breaths and just kind of seems like, okay, yeah, let's go, come on, and standing up a bit straighter.
As we're getting inside, I'd kind of like to get towards the front of the group, and as people are sort of going into, I guess, like the threshold to the cave, I want to start popping people with some prestidigitation and like clean them up a little
everybody
bit.
up. Okay. Yeah. So that's you have time to do so. As you enter, it's very clearly not a very small cave. More of a labyrinthine affair. As y'all are led through a series of tunnels, passing rooms, some of them having doors, some of them being more just kind of carved out entrances to rooms, and you pass lizard folk after lizard folk after lizard folk, dozens of them, many of them armed similarly to how Ashraku and Drazuk were, some of them appearing to be more civilian, some craftsmen, even a few children, and more than you're comfortable of, these large, hulking lizard men, like a full, like, head and a half taller than any of the others, just absolutely massive individuals. Just pure muscle, and they seem very, like, twitchy and like snarling at you guys as you guys pass by, but not making any moves to actually aggress upon you, before being led to a chamber where it actually has some large double doors. They're not super nice, but compared to some of the other doorways you guys have seen coming through this tribe, pretty good. Swung open by a couple lizard folk guards who seem to have nicer armaments. Maybe some of the ones that have been smuggled in more recently, it seems like. Into a large hall with crude kind of tapestries along the walls and skins of animals on the floors, and standing torches placed at intervals along the sides, leading up to a crude dais, upon which you see on a tall stone throne is a upright, regal female lizard folk with a kind of a headdress styled upwards and kind of fanning out up at the top and to the sides, before coming down along the back of her head with similarly, like, flowing, not robes, but something similar as that kind of comes across on either side of her, but not meeting in the middle, wrapping over the back of her neck and drooping down a bit, with skirts that are the finest you've seen on any lizard folk. It looks like that they might have done some trading for her adornment. As you also notice, several, like, glints of gold and other jewelry adorning not only her hands but a couple at her throat.
So, can anyone who's not familiar with lizard folk actually tell the difference between a male and a female lizard folk? Or do we just think there's some dude lizard folk in a dress?
You repeatedly referred to as a queen. You would infer that this is the queen.
I wasn't referred to shit.
Also,
Jakob talked about them talking about the queen. So unless you just weren't listening to Jakob.
And Gloob went through the whole thing of, come on, not all lizard people look alike. So I think Gloob, at the very least, could tell the difference.
It's funny because there's a big D&D argument right now in the community that people are angry because they're putting boobs on lizard folk.
Wait, what?
Are you telling me that lizard folks aren't mammals? Come on.
That's a Tavern Talks conversation.
We'll include that. Like, take note of that, somebody.
Oh, I might be in on this Wednesday's Tavern Talks.
But after taking in the majesty and impressive nature of the display of the ruler of this tribe of lizard folk, your gaze kind of swings out to the side where there are even more lizard folk guards, as well as a couple of, not like one of the monstrously sized lizard folk standing off to the side, as well as several other lizard folk males that are dressed nicely and appear to have a kind of uniform nature to their dress and the officiousness of their garb, but they do stand lower on the base of the dais below the queen on either side of her, flanking her, while you have just guards, at least an additional dozen within the room itself. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Hey!
Oh, hell.
Yeah,
Don't fuck it up, Jakob.
I was really hoping y'all would not try to go in there guns blazing, because that would not have ended well.
Gonna be spiggity spicy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that would not have ended well.
No, it wouldn't have. But yeah,
That's a long run back to the boat.
Yeah.
Everyone got those second characters ready?
I only got a 25-foot movement speed. This is gonna be rough.
I mean, same, but I think I'm the fastest one in the group.
Good lord.
Glue,
But
you got
yeah.
that speed?
My god.
Hell,
What?
Don't fuck it up, Jakob. Don't fuck it
That's
up.
all on you, dog. Don't try to fuck the lizard queen. That's all I'm saying. But yeah. So anywho.
maybe we don't know. Maybe the lizard queen actually speaks common. I mean, she could be learned somehow. Who knows?
She could be learned somehow. Who knows?
Maybe she's a spellcaster and just like tongues. What's up?
I'd be careful what you wish for.
Disintegrate, what's up? You'd be like,
Yeah. Oh, I don't like the short ones. Get them out of here. Like, oh shit.
I'm just gonna make sure they know I'm serious. There goes one of them.
Boosh! He's like,
Ned.
oh fuck!
Ned,
Goodbye,
please.
Nah,
Ned,
it's Oceanus. But anywho,
no.
thank all you guys so much for joining us here tonight. I know I did expect that combat to go quite so long, but in the end, I'm kind of glad with where we ended up. But yeah. Also, and I know I believe we got a renewed subscription from the Yodox. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate that. If y'all are in here, drop a follow if you haven't already. Subscribe if you really feel like it. You got Twitch Prime. It's for free, and it just helps us out, and we can do more fun stuff and make the stream look snazzier and all that fun stuff. Thank all y'all, of course, for coming and playing. I'm still having a blast with this campaign and hope to continue to do so. But yeah, other than that, everybody who's in here, stick around. We're going to do a raid real quick on some buddies that also do D&D. So, stick around and hop in there, say hi, maybe drop them a follow, let them know, show them some love. Tabletop RPG squad's got to stick together. And we'll be doing that here momentarily to Oathsworn RPG. That's going to be these fellas. We're going to be readying up, make sure everybody's in here, please. I appreciate it. And we're going to be getting ready to start this raid here momentarily. I love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Take it
We got
easy.
5 seconds. 4 seconds. Everybody, ready up. Be in the stream. Go. And we're going now.
Woo!